The year is 2016. Young me was thrust into the phenomenon known as Minecraft roleplay. At the epitome of this obsession was Minecraft YouTuber Aphmau, also known as Jessica Bravura. Jessica Brava. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Miss Jessica, in case you were watching. Anyways, she created her iconic series Minecraft Diaries. Iconic, dare I say iconic, a staple in YouTube history. Now, for me personally, I've discovered Aphmau through her series MyStreet, not Minecraft Diaries, so I thought it was the opposite way around. I thought Minecraft Diaries was a spin-off of MyStreet, but no, don't get it twisted. MyStreet was a spin-off of Minecraft Diaries, an alternative universe, an AU if you will. So a lot of the characters in MyStreet are based off of characters from Minecraft Diaries. I don't know why I'm over-explaining it, like you should be able to infer this, but also not all the characters in Minecraft Diaries are in MyStreet. MyStreet seemed to be the more popular out of the two, considering it had 6 seasons worth of content and a bunch of other mini games that stemmed from it. Also, these videos would consistently get millions and millions of views. I wanted to start off my Aphmau roleplay recap series with something that I'm really close to and a lot more familiar with, which is MyStreet. Minecraft Diaries is also peak. I honestly think Minecraft Diaries is better than MyStreet because like that shit's dramatic and I'm like, I eat that up. I started watching Aphmau when the channel was in the middle of releasing the 2nd season, Love Love Paradise, which I am just waiting to get to it. Okay? Today, however, we will start from the beginning. MyStreet. Also, there is a major volume discrepancy between the introduction and the actual start of the recap, so lower your volume please, unless you want to get your ears blown out. Episode 1, The New House. 3 girls, Caitlin, Aphmau, and Kawaii-chan. First name Kawaii, last name Chan. Please put some respect on her name, she is mother. So they're moving on to MyStreet, and they're gonna live with each other on said street. Caitlin asks the big question straight out. She's like, how the fuck are we even gonna afford this place? And I mean, for a kids' AIM show, she's not beating around the bush. She then proceeds to ask Aphmau, hey, what do you do for a job? And I mean, it's implied that they're besties. Like, they are besties. It's not implied, they are besties. And I'm surprised that as her bestie, she doesn't even know, but you know, just small things, okay? It's nothing too big. It doesn't affect the plot too much, but basically, Aphmau does implied host work. Like, implied. Like, I guessed that. She probably doesn't, but it's hinted at subtly. She's like, oh, I do it at night, and I think Gareth and Laurence would be upset. Like, girl, you do you. You get that bag, and I won't judge you, and no one else on the street will, because that's a bitch move if they do. They begin unpacking, and Aphmau gives us a little house tour. It's very Architectural Digest. And then Aphmau starts unpacking these posters, which was basically like foreshadowing for every 8 or 9-year-old girl at the time, because it's a poster of Levi Ackerman. And then she starts talking to it and calls it senpai. It was definitely a moment. The girls are about to meet their new neighbours when they realise it's Brendan. To be honest, I don't really give a shit about this character, and Jess does eventually phase him out. Also, he's just weird. I do like the fact that he collapses at the sight of Kawaii-chan, because like that's the correct response to witnessing the sight of mother. While outside of Brendan's, the house that was marked for sale literally 30 seconds ago is bought, and a moving van pulls up. Who's in this moving van? Why, none other than Gareth, Laurence, and Dante, of course. I have a favourite, and it's fucking Laurence. Like, he's literally the most popular man. MyStreet boy. In my opinion. Because I swear to God, everyone I've talked to about Laurence can agree with me that he's probably the best MyStreet boy. Aside from Travis and Zane and Aaron. In that order. Them moving in is a disaster because they're them. They've moved here because Aphmau lives here as well, and like they pretend like they didn't know that she also moved in here in this specific street and that specific spot, and they're like, oh, what are you doing here? Like, it's so crazy that you're here. What are you doing here? Oh, you live here. That's so crazy. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds fucking creepy. That's what it is. They've moved here because they like her, and they like her a lot. Their whole personality revolves around Aphmau, because of course it does. I don't think it actually gets any substance, the personalities, throughout the season. Because I'm trying to think, and there really isn't anything there. But anyways, I still love Laurence, even if he's very two-dimensional. I still love him. Probably because of Minecraft Diaries, but anyways, that's another video. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, Dante asks Kawaii-chan if he's handsome, and she says that he's cute, but she can't see him shipped with Aphmau. Shipping is Kawaii-chan's thing, and by Kawaii-chan's thing, I mean that's her thing, that's her personality, that's her DNA. This is probably the first time I was ever introduced to shipping, which is fucking crazy to think about, because there is no way I got introduced to shipping by a caricature of a Japanese anime girl thing. Then Dante flirts like crazy hard on Aphmau while she tries to help them, move in. She goes back to her house and she's trying to look for Kawaii-chan, but she finds Caitlin instead in the basement, who has also found Kawaii-chan's shipping shrine between Aphmau and another character, Aaron Lycan. Not gonna lie, this scene was horrifying. It still is. I know my child self was gagged, had nightmares, and, was just like absolutely shit scared of Kawaii-chan, because to this day, after rewatching MyStreet, I can remember that scene, and it's very distressing. It's very distressing, to say the least. So Aphmau gets traumatized, and Caitlin needs to read her a bedtime story so that she can sleep and cope with the trauma. Then we hear these iconic strings used for the ending. Mama. Oh my god. These are like... This should have been on Apple Music's top 100 songs of all time. Or, well, albums. Whatever. It's a song. It's a bop. It's the vibe. If I was a sleeper agent and you used these melodies, these chords, I would be like, I would tweak out and then murder a bunch of people. I don't know what sleeper agents do. I think maybe I should use it as my alarm, because that would actually get me hyped in the morning. I just love these. I just love MyStreet. Like, I love Aphmau. Do I love Aphmau, or do I love the feeling of being a child and watching Aphmau? Ooh, tea. Episode 2, Love Pizza. Who is it? New character alert, of course. It's Zane, and he's part of the Neighborhood Watch. Him and Aphmau have some tension because of alternative universe interactions. He's come to talk because
if you have any problems, you can report them to someone who cares. Who is not me.
He kind of ate a little bit, I'm not even gonna lie. Caitlin's meditation is interrupted by Kawaii-chan and Aphmau quote-unquote yelling about Kawaii-chan commissioning art for her shipping shrine. I was not joking, that's her whole thing. I was being so serious, like I'm so serious right now. The house is coming together and we get a room tour of each girl's room. We found out that Caitlin has some anger issues and that she likes Linkin Park, the Beatles, Metallica, Once Upon a Time, and hidden in her closet is a poster of One Direction, which I swear was a poster of Twilight. We don't get a tour of Kawaii-chan's room just yet, because she wants to order pizza. The delivery guy is this pink amalgamation thing, which Kawaii-chan falls for. Like, oh my god, her mother status literally was faltering during this era. We get a funny little reference to the, oh no, he's hot meme, which makes me laugh because... what the fuck is this? Aphmau tries to pay with her card, but then it declines, so she goes back upstairs to go grab some cash. When she comes back down though, he's disappeared. To be honest, she should have just used face card. The pizza delivery guy has gone missing, and Kawaii-chan says that he said that the pizza was on him. And then she runs upstairs really suspiciously. We find out that she accidentally drugged him with a magic cookie because she offered it in awe of him, and has him lying down on her bed unconscious. Also, can we get snaps for the room? Like, she has the whole pink thing going down. Like, she's got the cherry blossom tree roof and a lot of pink memorabilia. I love a queen who can stick to a theme. Anyways, they take him downstairs to the couch, and Kawaii-chan tries to kiss him awake, but luckily Aphmau stops her. He wakes up and they lie and they say that he just passed out randomly. He replies by saying, luckily I had two beautiful girls to come and save me. And Kawaii-chan collapses. Her mother's status has crumbled into pieces. At the boys' house, Zane visits to let them know about the Neighborhood Watch thing, And we find out that he's Garth's younger brother. I think the funny thing about me recording is that every time I re-record and move the camera a little bit, Brendan just phases out of reality. Like, you will never be able to see Brendan, ever. Sorry, that's Brendan now. Yep, that's him. Episode 3, the cool guys. So Garth and Laurence are freaking out and they're like trying to keep the house neat and tidy because Aphmau's coming over. They forget to check if the toilet seat is down, and that definitely isn't a random detail that won't be used later for comedic effect. Dante's like laughing at them and he's saying that they always overreact when it comes to Aphmau, and then Garth gets so mad that he morphs into his Minecraft Diary skin. Dante is sure that he'll be able to date Aphmau because he's more cool with the way that he presents his feelings towards her, unlike Garth and Laurence, which I mean, we get a big Minecraft Diary Season 2 spoiler from Dante that's supposed to prove his love for Aphmau, but those who have watched Minecraft Diary Season 2 would know that this is not the case whatsoever. Garth and Laurence want to prove Dante wrong by acting so cool that Aphmau won't even recognize them. Aphmau finally comes over and Laurence opens the door for her. She's brought a cake in order to apologize for how self-centered she was being in episode 1 in thinking that they moved in here onto the street because she did as well. She asks Laurence to show her around, and then he overreacts by thinking that she asked him out. Yeah. Because of course he does. We get our first Oh My Irene of the series from Laurence. He gets flustered and runs away to go get a drink of water because he thinks he's coming down with a fever. The spell that Aphmau has on these boys is actually insane. Like, it's fucking crazy. So anyways, he's left Aphmau alone, but not for long because she bumps into Garth and he tries to act cool by inviting her out to watch a movie with them, and then also mentioning that they can eat pizza and shit. And then the pizza mention is what brings Garth's plan down, because she's like, oh, pizza delivery guy, we just drugged him the last episode. So she doesn't want to do that because she doesn't want to see pink guy again. We find out from Garth that the pink guy's name is actually Reese, and then he's, quote, from another dimension or something where he was the prince of the candy people. He says his other brothers are like him but different colors, unquote. Garth shows Aphmau around, gives a room tour for everyone, which I feel is a bit of an invasion of privacy considering the fact that he doesn't knock and just walks into the room. Like, hello Garth, can we have some communication skills please? Come on. Like, basic decency. In Lawrence's room, he has posters of Halo and this thing called the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Garth's room has posters of Legend of Zelda and Aerosmith. And then Garth is like, this is Dante's room, but he's inside, so I wouldn't feel right barging in. Like, just fucking knock. Oh my god. But also we find out later that he actually has like an issue with knocking. Not like a serious one. It's like one of those fucking silly bits again. It's his thing that he can't deal with doors. Like, he has to break them down. He can't just knock. Yep. Laurence is inner monologuing and Garth and Aphmau pass by him on their way to the hot tub outside. Also, fun fact, we get a glimpse of a house that was used in a murder mystery like season 3 era. So that's pretty cool. Garth runs away while Aphmau yaps on about hot tubs and her swimsuit. So Dante spots her and he takes her into his room to show her something cute. He's got a poster of Undertale and Coldplay up on his walls. He pulls out a photo of him as a baby, and Aphmau has a weakness for cute things, so she just fawns over his baby photo. Garth and Laurence freak out because they can't find Aphmau and they realize that she's with Dante in his room. They're like standing outside of Dante's room so they can hear what's going on, and then they hear Aphmau say, "Dante, you're just so cute. I really just want to hug and kiss you." So then Garth breaks down the door to intervene. Aphmau is disappointed with their reaction. She tells them off and then goes to the toilet. And then she falls into the toilet because, as a callback from earlier, they didn't check to see if the toilet seats were down. It's the way Jess is using the Chekhov's gun literary device. That's a true writer right there. Episode 4, Frozen Outside. Unexpected snow falls on MyStreet. Aphmau knocks on Caitlin's door to the tune of Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And then we get Caitlin saying Mother of Irene. The boys also notice the snow. Garth gets nostalgic about playing in the snow with Zane when they were younger. Another Minecraft Diary spoiler is included. It freaks me out how often they included Minecraft Diaries at the start of MyStreet Season 1. Like, does this mean that the characters are aware of the AU? But then they don't reference Minecraft Diaries towards the end of the season. So, honestly, I just think that we just chalk it up to the silliness of the show and how it likes to reference itself. Yeah. Dante notices Aphmau and Caitlin are playing outside in the snow. No one believes him until he lies and says that Aphmau is kissing Aaron outside. Caitlin and Aphmau are beefing outside in the snow. And then Caitlin recalls a few minutes before Aphmau knocked on her door that she accidentally banged Kawaii-chan in the face with her door. So, yeah. Caitlin and Aphmau are about to build a snowman. We get a winter outfit reveal, which is really cute, really stylish. Aphmau's about to make hot chocolate for them, but then the doorbell rings, and this lady called Crystal, the lady who lives behind the boys' house, she's come over to Aphmau's place to give them a fruit basket as a sign of, like, welcoming her and the girls into the neighborhood. She's also looking for 4 kids who are her brothers, and overshares that her dumb ex-boyfriend McLeod left her. That's like a small detail that will be brought up later, but it's like really small. And also the 4 brothers thing, don't worry about that thing. It sounds like it's gonna go somewhere. It's not going anywhere. Anyways, the girls drink the hot chocolate. Caitlin and Aphmau shovel their driveway. The girls make their snowmen, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Aphmau using like actual Minecraft features like crafting. It's very funny. Like, it's so funny. Like, why are you bringing up the menu? Why is the menu screen there? Anyways, the boys start a snowball fight with the girls. Aphmau sees Zane walking past and piffs a snowball at him, and then she blames it on the boys. So then Zane rains an assault on Gareth with snowballs.
Hi, it's editing me, and I just realized, like, I came to the realization that there is no way, like, Jess just included these random characters into MyStreet. So I did some research, like I was supposed to do when I was making the script, that Crystal and a few other characters that will be introduced like later on are actually characters from a series that's called Minecraft Isles that Jess did earlier on in the same year. But I think like not many people connected with Minecraft Isles, so they just phased out a lot of the characters that were used.
Episode 5, A Present of Love. Kawaii-chan's at work and she's working hard until she sees Reese at her workplace, and then she freaks out. She's becoming, and I hate this term a lot. No, she's not becoming, she is. She's fucking delusional. Michi, her co-worker, points us out, and she has to take Reese's order instead of Kawaii-chan. She offers to take Kawaii-chan's shift, and then she tells her to go fangirl at home. This prompts Kawaii-chan to ask Aphmau to help her buy a gift for Reese, now that she's got free time. When she leaves, Michi acts sus, and by acting sus, I mean she straight up says to the camera, she knows I'm evil, right? And is now plotting to seduce Reese for herself. Aphmau promises to help Kawaii-chan get Reese a gift if Kawaii-chan promises to talk to him within the month and also give him the present. Also, Kawaii-chan saying but with her Minecraft body moving up and down, it's just like literally sending me. It sends me every time. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How could a Minecraft character express so much emotion through body language alone? Like, I really, really want to put some kudos to Jess and her team for that, you know. Anyways, the girls head out to the mall, and then I realize that Kawaii-chan still does not know that his name is Reese. We get a Mother of Irene from Aphmau. Kawaii-chan's idea of getting him a gift is boxes, which is really weird. Kawaii-chan, I really need you to get a hold of yourself here. Come on, like, stay with me now, you know? We get a blushing Kawaii-chan through speech bubble. We get a really, really real line from Aphmau who says, if it was me, I would just get him a gift card and call it a day. Oh my god, what an icon. The mall is like so work. Like, I really, really want to thank the creators. Thank you for putting your time and effort into creating this space. It's giving liminal space, if I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, we find out that Kawaii-chan is susceptible to buying anything that's basically forced onto her and being sold to her. So we get this funny as fuck scene of Aphmau trying to get Kawaii-chan's money back from the store vendor that's selling her remote controls. Kawaii-chan and Aphmau get into a small fight, and Kawaii-chan runs away to prove that she isn't a pushover. Aphmau is literally mothering her, like caretaker, caregiver style. If I was her, I'd low-key be mad at Kawaii-chan. Not low-key, actually. High-key. I'd be high-key mad at Kawaii-chan. Aphmau starts looking for Kawaii-chan, and she goes into this cafe, and who does she bump into? Yes, it's Laurence. Yes, it is Laurence. She asks why he's at the mall, and he just deflects the question, and then he offers to help Aphmau find Kawaii-chan. The background characters that they use at the mall is like so telling of the time. Like, I love it so much. Like, yes, 2016, 2015. Then we cut to Kawaii-chan crying on the floor and Aphmau finding her. Apparently she spent all her money buying stuff that she was sweet talked into buying, and now she doesn't have enough money to buy Reese a gift. And then Zane pops up in this Yas fit as security because he's working part-time here for the holidays. He tells them to leave and stop loitering or he'll destroy them. Aphmau asks how he ends up getting all these jobs that aren't meant for him, and he just says, "I'm a great liar." I love Zane so much. Zane asks why Casey is crying, and Aphmau explains the situation. Apparently she bought so much pony shit, and Zane just so happens to really want these limited edition pony sets and gives Kawaii-chan money for them. No one else knows that he's a pony enjoyer until later on, but this is the start of the hinting. So the problem's solved, and now Kawaii-chan can buy a proper gift for Reese. Episode 6, Christmas Catastrophe. An old lady rocks up to the girls' doorstep with a bunch of kittens. Caitlin answers the door, and the old lady thinks that Caitlin's Kawaii-chan. She's doing a handover with the kittens, and the lady says that the cats are special. Whatever that means. Kawaii-chan's at work, so she can't take care of the cats, which prompts Caitlin to get pissed off. Honestly, Kawaii-chan's the only person I've ever seen, work in this house. She's probably the only person I've seen work, period. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen Zane work. What is going on with Aphmau, Gareth, Dante, Laurence, and Caitlin? Unemployment much? Anyways, Aphmau comes down from her room. She fawns over the cats, and then they realize that there's only 8 out of the 9 cats there. They start looking for places that a cat would be, and then they leave the other 8 cats in the hallway. That definitely won't have consequences later. The cats have dialogue, by the way, but Aphmau just thinks that she's hallucinating. We see Aphmau's dog Celestia for the first time, and she's a queen, and I love her. So they lose all the cats, and then Aphmau has to go down to the basement to find the cats, but doesn't want to look at the Aphmau shipping shrine. Celestia starts barking. Aphmau goes up to her room, and then she finds all the cats just circling around her dog. The cats talk properly to her, so she's sort of solidified the fact that she's not hallucinating anymore. The cats are apparently the special cats of the crazy cat lady. They're all named after reindeers except for Rudolph. The cat whose name is supposed to be Rudolph is actually called Randy. That's funny as fuck. Oh my god. That's where Aphmau's comedy peaked. That's where MyStreet comedy peaked. The cats are offended by the presence of a dog and lack of cat in the house. Kawaii-chan doesn't count because she's a Mifwa, half human, half cat race. So because of this, Randy transforms Aphmau into a cat. She can only turn back to normal when she's learned how to spread catmas cheer. If she denies the cathood, then she will become a cat forever. Randy and the others are trying to push their appreciate your pet agenda by transforming humans into cats. Aphmau says "Oh my Irene" while talking to her dog. She bumps into Caitlin as a cat, and then Caitlin thinks she's another one of those cats that they've lost. So for some reason, this prompts Caitlin to assault her out of the house. So now Aphmau's homeless, and she goes over to the boys' house to try and spread her catmas cheer. She can also reach the doorbell. Gareth answers the door, and Aphmau, in her cat form, tries to act cute to do her catmas cheer thing, but Gareth wants to clean her up because he thinks the purple is a dye that can be washed off. He washes her, but then he realizes that the fur is legit purple. He says that, by the way, word for word. Gareth has the brilliant idea to be like, oh, let's just give her to the crazy cat lady. But then Dante is like, no, she's basically an animal abuser. So eventually they think they want to keep her, but Laurence says they're gonna get a spade, which means they're dead serious about keeping Aphmau. Gareth calls her Sprinkles, but Dante wanted to call her Muffin. And then Laurence just is like, oh, what about Serenity? Shut the fuck up. Come on, we have a fucking theme to stick to. Aphmau's freaking out. She's gotta get out of here. So she breaks through a window to escape. She ends up on the street again, and then she bumps into Zane. He offers to give her warm milk. Obsessed with the working TVs at Zane's place and him watching The Grinch. This is foreshadowing, by the way. Zane takes care of Aphmau well. She thinks that Zane's gonna want to do the same thing the guys wanted to do to her, but he actually just lets her go, which is really nice of him. As a sign of gratitude, Aphmau gives her sweater to Zane. Zane starts tearing up because he's never gotten a gift from anyone other than family. Aphmau has successfully spread catmas cheer and then reverts back to her human state in front of Zane. She breaks through Zane's window and escapes. Zane puts on the cat sweater. It's very weird. How is this physically possible? The cat was this small and Zane, you're this big. The human to cat ratio is just not ratioing right now. Episode 7, the decoration fight. Aphmau can't Christmas decorate because she gets too competitive with the whole Christmas decorating thing. The girls just tell her that they don't give a fuck, and then she crafts the right side of her bed while Caitlin and Kawaii-chan go down to the basement to get some Christmas decor. She says see you later to the Levi poster. Caitlin and Kawaii-chan are arguing over different Christmas decor. Decor? Aphmau moderates and gets the girls to make up. Caitlin starts shit-talking Kawaii-chan while standing right next to her, and that's really funny to me because these girls are open with each other. Like, that's girlhood. They go back upstairs and Aphmau's YouTube is paused. And by YouTube, I mean her TV is playing YouTube and it's paused, and I'm really obsessed with this working TV thing. Like, once again, it's just funny. Like, what do you mean she's paused it with her Minecraft hand? What do you mean she had touchscreen? Anyways, the girls start decorating. Kawaii-chan calls Santa Santa Senpai. Then the girls start decorating outside. The boys also start decorating their house, but they mock the girls for their shitty decorating skills. Garth calls them tacky and Aphmau is gagged. Caitlin's like, oh, cut it out before I end you. And Laurence is like, cut what out? Your house from the neighborhood? Oh my god. Oh my god. Time and place, and you did it at my MyStreet. I mean, the absolute tomfoolery of it all. Aphmau gets all evil and then calls their Christmas wreath cheap, which is a bitch move because that wreath is Garth's grandma's wreath. Laurence says, oh no she didn't, which also becomes a staple of his. It's literally gag nation out here. Like, what's next? A fucking yo mama joke? They challenge each other to join the neighborhood decorating contest, whose judge is actually Zane. He's coming around and just judging everyone's houses, which is probably his dream job, to be honest. He's nearly at their house, so they have to lock in. Laurence is useless the whole time because he holds the ladder the whole time. No one's on the fucking ladder, by the way. Anyway, Zane judges the girl's house and gives it a 50 out of 100. Like, that's a pass. And then he gives Aphmau a little side eye, the only eye, because of the previous cat incident. Garth tries to talk to Zane into making them win, and then he compliments him by saying, I like your eye. The boys get a 30 out of 100. The actual winner of the house decorating contest is Aaron, who gets 200 out of 100. And his house looks like this. The girls get lady boners because of this. Like, I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of him. He hasn't even done anything and I'm sick of him. I'm joking. Maybe. Episode 8, Mistletoe Wars Part 1. Garth is still mourning the disappearance of Sprinkles. Laurence tells it to him straight. He says she's either been taken in by someone or is at a science facility getting tested. Dante comes home, he heads straight for his room, but he's acting all suspicious with a red pamphlet in his hand. So Garth breaks down Dante's door again, and Laurence snatches the red pamphlet from his hand. It's a Christmas party invite from Aphmau. Dante thinks that he can get a little kiss from Aphmau at the party if he catches her under the mistletoe, which gives the other two bozos ideas. Dante is betting on the chance that the other two fuck it up so that he can steal her away after that happens. He goes to take a shower, and then Garth and Laurence flush the toilets. Also, Garth accidentally calls Laurence Zane, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a post-editing error or something like that. We flick over to Aphmau preparing for the dinner, and she's got these fuck-ass salt and pepper shakers that she's using to season the chicken. Caitlin refuses to help her because it's not her party, and she's planning to stay in her room the whole time. What a fucking bitch. Like, you live here, come on, at least. You are basically invited. Like, can you at least help? Anyways, Kawaii-chan is baking in the background. Aphmau then goes back to the chicken, and instead of pretending to use her salt and pepper shaker, she uses salt and pepper to fling at the chicken. Caitlin's reasoning as to not help with the party is that with a party I have to host people and smell good, to which Aphmau replies, smelling good was never your forte. I aged and I bowled, yeah. Kawaii-chan's really excited because Reese is gonna come to the party, and then she starts running loops around the house. But Caitlin keeps being sus and judgmental towards Reese, which pisses Kawaii-chan off. I'm kinda on Caitlin's side though because Kawaii-chan still hasn't talked to this guy. Caitlin is Kawaii-chan's biggest hater and tries to get Aphmau on her side by bringing up the shipping shrine in the basement. Aphmau is sorta chill with it as long as it remains fictional and doesn't become real because someone decided to interfere with other people's lives. When Kawaii-chan and Aphmau are alone, Kawaii-chan tells her that the reason Caitlin was mad was because she found the poster of One Direction in her closet while putting away Caitlin's laundry. She also asks Aphmau if the shrine does actually bother her, and Aphmau says that it's weird because her and Aaron are real people. Aphmau's basically mothering her again, but then follows it up by saying that's the kind of thing you use Tumblr for. Like, it was truly a product of its era. Anyway, she promises to take down the shrine and tries to make a New Year's resolution to keep the shipping thing to herself. Guests start arriving. Reese arrives, but the arsehole has the audacity to bring uninvited guests to the party. Like, at least ask Aphmau ahead of time, or at least ask for her permission. But apparently, it's okay if Aphmau doesn't want them there, because he has no problem with telling them no. Like, are you stupid? Of course now she has to fucking say yes. Uninvited guests' names are McLeod and Marsh. Marsh is also Reese's brother, by the way. McLeod, who, if you remember, is Crystal's ex-boyfriend, and he tells Aphmau not to let her in if she comes by. Like, who the fuck are you to tell my girl what to do? Also, he's a pirate with an Irish accent. a really poor one, but like at least Jess is self-aware. Kawaii-chan wants to come down to help, but then she sees Reese and she gets scared. Nicole shows up. We don't know much about her at this point, but Caitlin's the one who invited her. She tells Aphmau that she doesn't need to worry about Caitlin and that she can deal with her. Aphmau goes to grab a drink of water, and then Dante spots her and he does this. He startles her and he immediately goes for a pickup line. Aphmau laughs at his pathetic attempts, as she should. McLeod is dancing on a table. Brendan tries to get in with Michi, but he sort of fails. Laurence and Garth are plotting right in front of Aphmau, and they just ignore her. Aphmau finds Caitlin showing Nicole Kawaii-chan's shrine so that they can bully Kawaii-chan together, but Nicole tells Aphmau to just go up and lock Caitlin's room so that she can't go back up inside. When Aphmau goes up to do this though, she finds Garth and Laurence in Caitlin's room vandalizing her One Direction poster. They've changed Zayn's head for Zayn's head. Aphmau is freaking out because Caitlin might actually kill her now. Laurence is trying to be sneaky and he's like, oh, if you follow me, then I'll show you how to fix it. It's so obvious that he's trying to get her under the mistletoe. Garth also tries the same tactic, but he sucks at it. Kawaii-chan spots them and then gets all defensive because if you remember, she's an Aphmau shipper. Also, Aphmau is the Aaron and Aphmau ship name. I don't know if you got that already. Then we get a new character arrive, and it's Cadenza. She suddenly breaks down the front door and defends Laurence because 1, she's his sister, and 2, she's a Laurmao shipper. Anyways, Nicole and Caitlin come back from the basement, and Nicole's on team Garmao. The girls are about to fight it out over which one's the OTP, the one true pairing, when this shit happens. I'm just gonna let this speak for itself.
Hello there, handsome.
Episode 9, Mistletoe Wars Part 2. Kawaii-chan wakes up after witnessing Michi and Reese make out. She thinks she's dreaming and then she sees them making out again. Come on, give my girl a break. And then we transition again, but instead it's Kawaii-chan standing up and Caitlin calling out her name. She was daydreaming and she had a weird Inception dream within a dream moment. What the fuck? Reese and Michi don't make out, but they do share a kiss. So Kawaii-chan starts crying on the floor again. Caitlin accidentally starts hosting the party because she's just natural at it. And then when she tries to go back to her room, she's realized that Aphmau locked it. Aphmau tells Kawaii-chan to go cry on the couch. And then she greets Cadenza and also notices the broken door. Garth pipes in with his 2 cents on broken doors because once again, it's his fucking thing. Anyways, Cadenza has brought cupcakes with extra sprinkles. But then the mention of the word sprinkles sets Garth off. Anyways, Aphmau is all like, what the fuck, Garth? You're being so weird right now. But then Laurence explains the whole cat situation. She sort of just nods awkwardly because remember, she was said cat. Laurence leaves to go out and mingle, and then McLeod is now dancing on the TV. Aphmau sort of drags out the whole cat thing for way too long. Anyway, she wants to try and console Garth about the whole cat thing, but then Garth crawls on the floor and she's like, never fucking mind. Instead, she goes into the garage to go look for something to fix the door. The doors are on the shelf, which is an edgeball moment because look at this shit. Laurence comes into the garage and asks her what she's doing. He offers to help, which is really nice of him. And then he grabs a hammer and says, hammer time. Okay, Buster. Aphmau questions him about the whole Caitlin poster thing and asks why they did it. Laurence says that they had stickers of Zayn because they were planning to put them on the faces of his reindeer. She's all like, why the fuck would you do that to Zayn? And then he's like, oh, we gotta get back at Zayn for all the shit that he's put us through. The said shit is just rating their house low on the Christmas contest and then harassing them with snowballs. Okay, Laurence. Anyways, Aphmau's just a Zayn apologist. Laurence gets weirded out because she thinks that Zayn is nice. They fix the door. Laurence apologizes for what they did to Caitlin's poster, but then Aphmau says that she's still gonna dibby-dob to Caitlin. They chat a bit more, and then he's like, follow me, so we know where this is going. The mistletoe. He runs ahead of Aphmau, but then Garth suddenly comes up, and then he tries to shoot his shot with her at the mistletoe. Before Garth can get any words out though, the doorbell rings. It's fucking Aaron, okay, hi. The boys are like, fuck, this is not good. And then Laurence tries to guide Aphmau near the mistletoe by saying this. But then Garth tears down the mistletoe before anyone can get to it. Both boys try and duke it out by chasing each other through the hallway in circles. They're blackmailing each other left and right, and then Laurence threatens to tell people about Garth's teddy bear, and then Garth threatens to tell people about Lawrence's browser history, which has evidence of him searching up Laurmao fanfics. It's assumed that the boys got knocked out by Aaron, who always has to save the day. I'm a bit sick and tired of this whole Alpha Aaron situation already. If you know, you know. Aaron puts back the mistletoe, Him and Aphmau end up under it, of course, and then our queen does not give a fuck and tells him to enjoy the party, and they don't kiss. She tells Gareth and Laurence off for being immature and then goes off to make her rounds around the house. She finally recognizes McLeod's up on the TV. You can see Gareth sulking in the corner, which I do not feel bad for him at all. And then Brendan asks for Cadenza to hold him, but she's just like weirded out. Casey is still crying, by the way. We turn back around and Crystal, who remember is McLeod's ex, is watching him through the window and also cussing him out. Caitlin and Nicole are now engaging in the Twitch genre known as just chatting. Yes. And then Michi tries to get Reese to steal cookies. I get that she's evil, but no, this is not the time nor the place. Gareth comes up to Aphmau to apologize, and then he's like, I was not expecting Aaron to show. And then Aphmau's like, oh yeah, I wasn't expecting him to show up either. She personally invited him herself while she was walking Celestia. Gareth is gagged because he doesn't like the idea that they walk together. She says that Celestia has taken a liking to Aaron, so that's why they're spending a lot of time together now. Then Gareth has a light bulb moment and is like, oh my fucking god, of course, the way to Aphmau's heart is through her fucking pet. So instead of just like keeping this shit to himself, he goes off and runs his mouth to Laurence. So now Laurence is on the move. We flick to Dante baby talking Celestia in Aphmau's room. The boys break in and Gareth runs his mouth again. So Dante also steals the plan. So now all the guys are trying to coerce Celestia with chicken and money for some reason. Celestia runs out of the room, and while running after her, the boys all fall down the stairs, and then they all land under the mistletoe. And then they get all pissy because they don't want to kiss each other. Like, fellas, is it gay to kiss your homie under the mistletoe? The closing sequence is of Zayn staring at the party from outside like a loser. And that's the end of the massive double episode Christmas special. But you thought the Christmas special was over? Oh no, we're still starting. We've just begun, girl. Episode 10, Tree of Friendship. Aphmau's been standing in the same spot for the past 30 minutes and the girls are getting worried. Just a bit. So the girls go down to check on her. Aphmau's talking to herself saying, it just doesn't feel right. Like, whatever the fuck that means. Aphmau's got this weird feeling that their Christmas is missing something, and she's speaking in rhymes like a Dr. Seuss book. It's a Christmas tree, but the girls don't realize it yet, because of course they don't. And then the doorbell rings and it's the mailman. It's a delivery for a cat tree, but then the guy realizes that he's got the wrong address. He mentions Christmas tree a lot, so if Aphmau doesn't get the hint, I'm gonna fucking lose it. She closes the door, finally gets the hint that oh, they need a Christmas tree, and then turns back around to thank the guy, but he's now disappeared. I love the plot device side character rando people, like it's very fitting. Anyways, how the fuck did they forget to buy a Christmas tree? Like, that's literally the first thing on a Christmas checklist. But to be fair, they did just move, so maybe they just got caught up in like the whole moving thing and forgot to put up a Christmas tree. Anyways, the plan is to get the biggest Christmas tree on the block. We flick to the boys. Laurence suddenly gets a feeling that we need to get a bigger Christmas tree, bigger than anyone else's on the block. Back to the girls. They're devising a plan on where to even find a tree so late into the Christmas holidays. And the Christmas special. Fuck, we're so many episodes in. Casey suggests the forest, and then Caitlin suggests Home Depot. The girls go for Home Depot. Aphmau goes up to check on Celestia, but she's pissed on the floor. That's a really random detail. It's just like funny because they've translated it really hilariously into Minecraft. Aphmau's like, Celestia, you can't stay here by yourself. I wonder if Laurence, Gareth, or Dante are like available to take care of you. Celestia growls at that idea. Aphmau suggests Aaron, and then she barks like with a heart. Oblivious Queen Aph is just like, oh, I'm sure you'll be fine with the boys, but then she goes off to find cleaning supplies to go clean up the mess. So the plan to go to Home Depot is delayed a little bit. Casey's like, oh, I don't fucking care, take your time. Aph goes to tell Caitlin, but then she walks in when Caitlin sees her decimated One Direction poster, to which Caitlin gets embarrassed and tells her to get out, but not before she gives Aphmau a gift that she left downstairs, which is supposed to be for a guy who didn't show up to the party. I wonder who it is. I really wonder. Anyways, she gets Celestia to the boys' place, but it seems like they're not home. They decide to go to Brendan's instead, but before they can get there, Celestia runs off to Aaron's place. He's home, and the dog stays with him. Finally, we get to Home Depot. Half the episode is not even about, like, the Christmas tree. Casey spots the boys at Home Depot as well, and Aph and Caitlin are like, nah, there's no way. And then Kawaii-chan runs off after the guys, and Caitlin and Aphmau lose track of her. Also, this conversation is my type of humor. Anyways, Aph is freaking out over all the appliances and stuff, so Caitlin has to try and get her like back on track. They go to the garden section and try to find a tree. Casey has found a tree, and then she's looking at it like Ryan Gosling does to Ana de Armas in Blade Runner 2049, which MyStreet actually predates. So visionaries use MyStreet as inspiration. The girls say no to the tree but compromise on pink ornaments on the tree that they'll settle on. They find the perfect one, but at the same time, the boys have also decided on the same tree. Then they all start bickering over who gets the tree. And then this annoying shit happens where this stupid child wants the tree as well and asks her dad for it, so they end up getting it instead. It's funny because he breaks the tree Minecraft style. Anyways, the gang realizes that the most important part of the holiday season is to have fun with your family and friends. So they spend time at the girls' place to decorate the tree and have Christmas fun times, courtesy of Zayn's voice actor Kirsten Howard voiceovering a montage. Anyways, Zayn is outside decked out in full Santa cosplay, rubbing his hands together evilly, and then he's saying that he's gonna get his revenge. What could this possibly mean? Episode 11, How the Zayn Stole Christmas. Remember how I said that Zayn watching The Grinch literally 5 episodes ago was like foreshadowing? Yeah, well, it's finally here. Anyways, the start of the episode is basically Zayn just strolling around MyStreet and brooding. The opening scene reminds me of that one clip from Goob in To Meet the Robinsons. Zayn is very much Goob coded. He overhears Aphmau talking to Aaron about inviting him to a party, and then Zayn runs away right as Aphmau is about to give him an invitation as well. He gets home and there's a massive fuck-ass Pinkie Pie, aka Pinkie Cake, in the middle of the living room. Zayn actually has a really nice house. I actually think he's like loaded. Honestly, like I'm pretty sure canonically he is loaded. Like their whole family is pretty well off. And you can tell, like, he's grown up in that rich boy kind of air. Anyways, he's doing a really grinchy monologue. His ranting brings the toy Pinkie Cake to life. And then she says, apparently the spirit of Christmas told me something about helping you to get your wish or something for some weird reason. Zayn wishes to cancel Christmas. Pinkie Pie is like, no, you dumb fucking bitch. The spirits of Christmas sent me here. How the fuck are you gonna cancel Christmas? But she can help him try and do that. Just not with magic. She references the Grinch as a sort of inspiration for their plans, kind of like how I was inspired by Mike's Mike to do this kind of video. So the babes get to work. We flick to the girls and Aphmau is baking cookies for Santa, which makes Caitlin itch bowl because she's like, oh, that's fucking childish. While we wait for the cookies to finish baking, we find out that Casey is looking for soup to give to Michi because Michi got sick. Caitlin is like, she really needs to like stop helping Michi because she stole her man. And then Aphmau thinks that Michi got sick from Reese when they were canoodled together at the party. The cookies are done. Caitlin's like, okay, you're actually really serious about this whole Santa cookie thing, right? And then Aphmau's like, yeah. She went to Santa herself and said that she was really good this year, but Caitlin's all like, when the fuck did you do that? And then Aphmau's like, oh yeah, at the mall when I was shopping for shit. Anyways, Caitlin asks who's coming for Christmas Day. Aphmau says that it's the same people invited to the Christmas party except for Reese, because she hasn't seen him recently. And then Caitlin asks the $1 million question that you definitely have forgotten about. What about the mystery gift? Yeah, you remember the mystery gift? Yep. So that mystery gift is actually for Zayn, but Caitlin doesn't know that yet. Caitlin makes a comment about how if Michi's invited, who the fuck's next? Zayn, which makes her hatred really obvious. And then Aphmau puts the cookies right next to their fireplace, which is their TV constantly playing this video of a fireplace. We flick to Zayn and Pinkie Pie, suited up. He's ready to make everyone pay for not inviting them to their parties. Anyways, we get Kirsten Howard, which again is Zayn's VA, singing his own rendition of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, but it's You're a Mean One, Mr. Zayn.
You're a mean one, Mr. Zayn. You really are a heel.
By the way, this whole bit is a montage, but then when Zayn gets to Aaron's house, he can't steal anything because Aaron's just sitting there, lying in the room with what I think is a baseball bat. I just want to pause really quick and say that the Christmas decor that Aphmau has in her house, specifically the Santa and the reindeer, are really fucking cute. Anyways, when Zayn reaches the girls' house, he gets spooked by Aphmau in the middle of him trying to steal the Christmas tree. She thinks he's Santa. Aphmau's bedtime fit consists of Twilight Sparkle themed PJs. She's giving Selena Gomez when she had that blue in her hair. Also, why the fuck does she wear highlights to sleep? You know how people wear like retainers to sleep? Is that what she does instead? The whole scene plays out like that one scene between Cindy Lou and the Grinch. Zayn's excuse for trying to take the tree is that there's a blown out light, but then Aph is like, oh yeah, we got spare light bulbs. And then he yells at her to just go to bed, which blows his cover. Aphmau's all like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, if I can't have Christmas, then no one else can. Zayn starts ranting and everything, and he's saying like stuff about how he only got gifts from his family and that the one gift he gets is from a stupid, dumb joke gift from you, Aphmau. And then he goes, why the fuck didn't you invite me to your party? Zayn was just experiencing FOMO. She's like, what? Are you fucking stupid? I put the invitation in your mailbox. And then this kind of gags him a bit because he never checks that shit. He does bills online and no one ever sends him shit. To prove that she did in fact actually invite him, she pulls out the mystery gift. And can you guess what she got him? It's Zayn Mao fan art, but of the time when Aphmau was a cat. Zayn gets all emotional. She had it drawn to commemorate the first time that he was ever nice to her. What an Idgeball moment. She invites him to the gathering on Christmas Day, and then at the party, him and Aphmau end up under the mistletoe, and then she kisses him on the cheek. Honestly, when this happened, I became a Zayn Mao, shipper. I actually really like it, and rewatching, I was like, oh, no, this could have definitely gone somewhere. Anyways, that's the end of the episode, and then we get a happy holidays from the MyStreet gang.
Hi, okay, new setup. Essentially what happened was that I got way too overstimulated with the initial wall idea, and then I was like, wait, this is not aesthetically pleasing. It's sort of pissing me off that I'm using paper clips to connect two pieces of yarn together. And then I was like, wait, how does Mike's Mike do it? And he uses blue tack, and I was like, oh my fucking god, why didn't you use blue tack? Episode 12, Snowed Inside. It's a regular day at the girls' house, and Caitlin and Kawaii-chan are growling at Aphmau over something. They think Zayn and Aphmau are a thing after the whole cheek kiss incident at the end of last episode. Kawaii-chan throws Zayn Mao fan art at Aphmau because she's pissed that her Aphmau ship is suffering. Aphmau's like, what? I thought you were over that stuff. But then Kawaii-chan is like, oh, that's because there was only enough fan art to get me through the whole ordeal. She's still not taking down the shrine, by the way. Caitlin is also upset because Aph invited Zayn, even though it was pretty obvious that she did not like Zayn. And apparently, Gareth, Laurence, and Dante reacted like this. I think Gareth passes out, Laurence is in disbelief, and I think Dante is actually seeing the potential of Zayn Mao. Caitlin thinks that the only reasonable explanation for this to happen is that her and Zayn are secret lovers, and because the two have suddenly bonded so much over such a short period of time. Aphmau's like, me and Zayn aren't... Wait a second. You know what? You can think what you want, which really pisses Caitlin off because now she's super unsure of the relationship between Aphmau and Zayn. We flick to the boys' place, and Dante has an episode of My Little Pony playing, which I think is a bit silly considering the fact that they changed Pinkie Pie's name to Pinkie Cake within the show, which I assume is to get out of a copyright infringement or whatever. Anyways, I'm still obsessed with the working TVs. Every time a working TV will come on, I will mention that I'm obsessed with it because I am. Anyways, Laurence is like, brother, what the fuck are you doing? And then Dante's like, oh, I'm trying to learn why these ponies have made Zayn so irresistible, because what does Zayn have that we don't? Laurence gags him a bit by saying his heart is a black soul that is only filled with satisfaction when seeing the anguish and fear of others. Miss Laurence clocked his tea. Dante has complete faith in the whole pony shtick, and he's analyzing how these ponies can help with getting girls. For example, Buttershy is the definition of sensitivity, and then Dante shows Laurence the scene. It's a new day, and Caitlin is yelling at Aphmau to get downstairs quick. The girls are snowed in because of a snowstorm that happened last night. Kawaii-chan is worried about getting to work, but then Aphmau's like, nah, it's super fun time, friendship, caring, bonding, absolutely we love each other day. Yup. Caitlin wants to off herself, but Aph is like, bitch, you've been avoiding us since we've moved in here, so now you have no choice but to actually communicate and interact with us. Aph then proceeds to explain what her and Kawaii-chan usually do when they're just hanging out, and it's just basic friend stuff, talking about what you're interested in. Obviously Caitlin hates the idea, but she agrees anyways because they're just gonna annoy her the whole day if she doesn't agree. Anyways, Aphmau is planning on showing the girls this game that she's interested in. Also, on the TV behind them, there's a video playing of just regular Christmas shit, but the cat in the background just disappears. Kawaii-chan is in the kitchen now though, and Caitlin is like, oh, Aphmau, please do not bother her. Aphmau and Caitlin chat for a bit, and then we find out that a friend of Caitlin's, whose name is Jeffrey, is just planning to move out of his place. On Aphmau's end, we find out that she's been really obsessed with this game called Neko Atsume. Brother, when I tell you I was a Neko Atsume gamer, yeah, I really love tubs. A truly iconic game. Kawaii-chan hears about the Neko Atsume shit from the kitchen, and then she apparently also plays the game, which is not a surprise, to be honest. So Aphmau and Kawaii-chan both freak out over the game, and then Casey gets too distracted that she ends up burning the cookies. This is not the first time that this will happen. This is an often occurrence. Caitlin puts on her favorite show, Once Upon a Time. Aphmau's like, oh, we should do a marathon of it. So then we get a short time skip to further within the day. Caitlin says that, oh, she was a bit hesitant at first to hang out with the girls, but then she actually enjoyed the time that she spent with them, which is really sweet. But also, fuck you, Caitlin, for thinking that. There's one more cookie left on the plate, but the girls are like trying to be considerate and stuff, so they all offer it to each other. Caitlin gets pissed off at this, and she's like, well, then no one gets the fucking cookie, and breaks the plate. Aphmau says mother of Irene and is like, why do we have to fight so often? And then Casey says, at least we don't fight as often as the guys. We cut to them, and they spent the whole day marathoning My Little Horsies, and then they draw ponies on Gareth's face in permanent marker. Episode 13, New Year's Kiss. Laurence and Gareth are going around and inviting people to their really last minute New Year's Eve party, which is super last minute because they're inviting people on the day. When they get to the girls' place, Caitlin's the only one home because Aph is out doing something and Kawaii-chan's also at work. Like, I'm being so serious. Kawaii-chan is the only person I hear consistently going to work. The person who I thought had jobless energy is the person with a job. Anyways, Caitlin is like, okay, fine, we'll pull up, but can I also bring my friend Jeffrey, who, if you remember, was shouted out in the previous episode. Anyways, the boys go to Aaron's house and Gareth speaks facts like, why are we inviting this guy? Laurence says that he doesn't want Aphmau to think that they're jealous of Aaron, even if they actually are, and that Aaron seems like a cool dude anyways, so they shouldn't let their emotions get in the way of that. When Aaron opens the door though, Aphmau comes up from behind him and is also there. What? Diva, what are you doing here? The guys obviously like freak out, but Aphmau's just like hanging out with Aaron. Laurence explains how they were just here to invite Aaron over for the party while sounding like he wants to cry, throw up, and tweak at the same time. Aaron's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go, I'll pull up. And then Aphmau's like, oh, can I invite Zane to the party as well? Gareth is like, yeah, it's a given, he's my brother anyways. The guys leave Aaron's like this. I actually feel a little bit bad for them, not gonna lie. We cut to later that night. Aphmau's just arrived at the guys' party. I'm really obsessed with the non-copyright music that's playing. Like, yes, it's giving Boiler Room. There's a part of me that thinks either Gareth or Dante did like DJing as a side hustle. Anyways, when Aphmau gets inside, they end up on the subject of pets, and Gareth says, I love you in brackets to Aphmau, but she doesn't hear it. I'm just really shocked that this was dropped in the middle of a random conversation, but whatever. Anyways, he gets flustered and he runs away. Nothing new. She ends up talking to Brendan, who tells her that his New Year's resolution is to become the babe magnet, more powerful than any of the other guys combined. Okay, Brendan. Kawaii-chan is once again sulking on the couch because Michi and Reese are here. Michi is being a bitch and really shoving her relationship with Reese in her face, but they don't actually have one, and Reese is sort of just like weirded out by Michi. Casey is just letting things play out between her and Reese. If things happen, they happen. In the kitchen, they've got a whole feast prepared. They have lechon for my Filipino girlies, but obviously they don't have like lechon. They just have like a freaking pig laid out. Dante thinks that he's the king cook, but it's actually Laurence. We also finally get to meet Jeffrey. I didn't mention this last episode, but he's the single dad of a daughter whose name is actually Abby. He's been pretty busy lately because of work, but he's managed to come tonight because his mum offered to take care of his kid. They talk about how he hasn't found anyone he plans on settling down with and becoming a mother for his kid, and he jokes around saying like, oh, Aphmau could be that mother figure. Like, of course he thinks Aphmau could be the mother figure. Zane arrives at the party. He doesn't understand why Aphmau invited him because he thought that their friendship was supposed to be kept a secret. And then suddenly we see a girl run towards the bathroom. This girl's name is Emmeline. I absolutely hate her glasses. I need someone to get her like a new skin. She's upset because she wants to kiss this guy called Kenma for New Year's, but she's shy and she's scared. She asks Aph for advice because the boys seem to like you. Obviously, Aph is being more modest about it, but she's definitely not being discreet about it either. We flick to Gareth walking into a room with a guy at a computer. The guy at the desk is this Kenma person. He's hiding in the room because he's scared of how he's gonna face Emmeline because he thinks that she wants to be his New Year's kiss. Gareth is like, why aren't you out there? Bro, you like her. Kenma says, not everyone can be as suave as you, Gareth. But then Gareth also thinks that this isn't true and is also trying to be modest, but gives him advice anyways. We get stitched scenes of both Aph and Gareth giving their respective friends advice. Gareth starts giving Kenma the weirdest advice.
You puff out your feathers like this and do a little dance.
Zane walks in on him doing all this shit. Emmeline and Kenma bump into each other, but then they just speak in awkward ums for a good 5 seconds. So Garth and Aphmau have to translate, but they both sort of miscommunicate because Aph is like, what? Kenma would not say that. And then Garth is like, no, he would, duh. So they both fight over that for the rest of the episode. While they fight though, Kenma and Emmeline kiss. Episode 14, the new guy. Garth and Dante have been buying a shitload of feathers because they think that's the reason why Kenma managed to get in with Emmeline. Laurence is like, please guys, can we please use our critical thinking skills and stop buying bulk packages of feathers? Because apparently they've been getting actual shipments of them. While ranting about the feathers, another mailman comes with another feather package. So Laurence just gets pissed off and shuts the door in the mailman's face. Dante comes home and he tells the other two that him and Garth have spent hundreds on feathers alone, and that it apparently took him this much effort to actually realize that he's been trying way too hard to get in with Aphmau. The issue now is they don't have enough money to pay for rent. So the solution that Dante's come up with is to get a new roommate. The other two are like, what? No, it's already crowded as it is, but it's already too late because the new guy, title drop, is standing outside of the door. Why do these three have the worst communication skills on planet fucking Minecraft? Everyone has like actual shitty communication skills in this whole series, to be honest. So this new guy's name is Travis, and he's gonna be rooming in the basement. Anyways, right off the bat, this Travis guy starts asking about the hot honeys in the neighborhood. So the thing with Travis is he's a very interesting character. This is a bit controversial, but I actually really like Travis. Maybe not too controversial, because like I think a lot of people do like Travis. It's just he was written in such an interesting way that makes my head want to crack open. I'm pretty sure he was written with male anime stereotypes in mind, but Travis is just like, he's a pervert. I'm just prefacing this now because I truly do think Travis is a funny, great character. It's just that one poorly written flaw of his that just like is really grating to see. Anyways, while Dante is talking to Travis, Laurence and Garth are inner monologuing and they realize that they can hear each other's thoughts. So they discover telepathy is what you're trying to tell me. Garth is like, who the fuck cares? This Travis guy is going to become a threat to our plans because he's pretty good looking, and Laurence says that he's apparently more of a flirt than Dante. Anyways, before Dante can finish telling Travis about all the cute girls on the block, Laurence steps in and says that there's no point in trying when a guy like Aaron exists. Travis has never heard of this Aaron guy before and is like, there is no way that this Aaron guy is better at picking up chicks than me. Anyways, Garth and Laurence keep egging on Travis, and it works because he's like, okay, bet, where is this guy? At Aaron's house, him and Aphmau are hanging out and watching Steven Universe. They plan to go out for food, but then the doorbell rings and it's none other than the boys minus Dante because he's sitting this one out. Aphmau tries to introduce herself to Travis, but when she does, he kisses her hand and he starts calling her his vision of beauty. She's all like, you just kissed the hands that I just sneezed into, but then he's like, oh, I consider them germs of affection. We find out that Aphmau comes over to Aaron's pretty often and they watch movies together. So Travis suggests that they all watch Frozen at Aaron's right now. Also, a side note, the way in which Aphmau and Travis meet is a big plot hole because of Phoenix Drop High, but I'm just gonna smooth over that. Anyways, Aphmau keeps saying that if you guys don't want to watch it, you don't have to. Travis roasts Aaron and is like, I don't see how you can watch anything with that bandana over your eyes. Garth says, oh my Irene. Aphmau excuses herself to go to the bathroom, but while she's out, Travis lays it out straight to Aaron and asks if him and Aph are dating. Travis thinks that Aaron walking around without a shirt on is how he gets Aphmau to like him, so he takes his shirt off as well to prove that he has a better physique than Aaron. Laurence and Garth are edge-bowling at the whole situation, but Travis also gets them to take their shirts off so that they can see who has the better body. Travis ends up taking it off of them forcefully. Aphmau comes back and she sees them all shirtless, and I'm losing it over the fact that Laurence still decided to wear his scarf. Travis makes a stupid joke and Laurence punches him over it, but Aphmau thinks the joke is so lame that it makes Travis cute. Episode 15, Burning Love. Travis is making his way over to the girls' house, and then Kawaii-chan opens the door. Straight away he's like seducing her. He's like, I seem to be suffering from a broken heart. And then Kawaii-chan says that a kiss of love will fix it. But then she hands him a Hershey's Kiss that she made from a recipe she found online instead. We find out that Travis is here to introduce himself to the rest of the girls. Anyways, Kawaii-chan welcomes him in. Caitlin is obviously like, who the fuck? Kawaii-chan, you can't be inviting random people inside the house. Travis also proceeds to start hitting on Caitlyn. So Caitlyn's like, fuck you for hitting on me, and then quite literally physically hits him. Kawaii-chan and her start arguing, and apparently the reason why Kawaii-chan is being so nice to Travis is because she's seen him with Reese on the swim team. Travis is like, hold up, wait, I've never seen you before. How have I never noticed you? It's because Kawaii-chan hides in the bushes to take photos of Reese, and Travis also just so happens to be there. Travis isn't weirded out by it, he actually kind of respects it. She's capable of anything, please do not underestimate her. We flick to Aphmau in her room, and Zane is over at the same time. They're playing ponies. Zane's scared that the door's unlocked and that someone's gonna catch him playing with ponies, even if it's not that much of a secret to anyone. The door wasn't locked and Travis barges in. Aphmau tries to cover Zane by saying, he was nowhere near the ponies. We were just passionately making out. Travis is like, damn, you are shit at lying. But then he goes back downstairs to two ladies who are head over heels for him. He gets beaten up by Caitlyn again. Zane thanks Aphmau for trying to cover for him, and he thinks that maybe if he had more friends, he'd be more confident in sharing his interests. So Aphmau suggests going downstairs and mingling with everyone else. But first, she's gonna help him with his social skills. So she's like, okay, let's work on your smile first. I thought that the physical act of Zane moving the corners of his mouth in an upward motion was something that was impossible for him to do, and it basically is, because he wears that sweater mask thing. They give up on the smiling thing. Aph then introduces Zane to KC and helps him get started a bit. Kawaii-chan doesn't want to talk to him because he's tipped over her ship. Remember, Zainmao is running rampant during this time. Probably a strong contender against Aphmau. She gives him a chance anyways. And also, side note, I'm pretty sure this is the first ever Zane and Kawaii-chan interaction. Aph's next idea is to introduce him to Travis, who Zane didn't know moved into the boys' house. Travis is watching One Punch Man on YouTube, but it's one of those altered videos. So the actual video is in the corner of the screen to avoid copyright, which is like so funny. Like, oh my god, that is so 2016. Like, yes, I remember watching Fairy Tail and having it in 2x speed with it in the corner, and then it was split into parts. Like, yes. Anyways, Travis and Zane finally introduce themselves to each other. Aphmau leaves them to go check on Kawaii-chan. She's also watching anime, but she's up in her room. And then Aphmau goes to check on Caitlyn to see if she wanted to hang out with Zane and get to know him better as well. But Caitlyn says that because Zane and Jeffrey don't get along, she won't get along with Zane either. When Aphmau goes down to check on Travis and Zane, Zane's just up and disappeared, and Travis says that he was low-key boring to talk to. Zane's leaving because the whole friendship thing isn't working out, and it's too complicated for him. Like, it really sucks for my boy Zane right now. And then Aphmau's like, oh, let me give you the motivational speech of friendship. She doesn't say that, but that's basically what she does. Her speech is like, oh, it kind of feels like a spark of fire igniting in your heart. At the same time, the oven in the kitchen is on fire because the girls forgot to take out the cookies from the oven. Also, when Kawaii-chan yells at Caitlyn that the kitchen is on fire, she's like, not my problem. Like, girl, you live here. What do you mean it's not your problem? Kawaii-chan's trying to get the fire under control, and then Travis acts all stupid. Bro, can you not smell the burning from the living room? So this is all happening at the same time as Aph and Zane are outside having their little heart-to-heart. None of them actually do anything useful to help, because when Aphmau turns back around, the house is like actually on fire now. Aphmau's like, I'm not dealing with this. And then she fucks off to Aaron's house. What? Episode 16, Made for the Job. Kawaii-chan's at the boys' house, and Dante comes in and asks what the fuck is going on because he can see the girls' decimated house from across the street. Dante asks how the fire happened, and Travis goes, I dropped my mixtape. If I had a MyStreet Men Dance Moms-esque pyramid, Travis would be at the top of that list right now. Maybe a little mid-season snack for you. Seeing as this video is already long enough already, I might as well just keep adding more content. First off, I want you to ignore the fact that you can probably see through these pieces of paper. Okay, let's do this, bitch. At the bottom, we have Dante. Now you can't see him properly because of the lighting, but we have Dante, and I hate Dante because he's weird. Once again, his diary's counterpart, the best. Like, no doubt about it, he's the man. MyStreet Dante? I don't want to think about MyStreet Dante. He pisses me off. I just don't like him. There's no redeeming qualities. I'm trying to think. There's no redeeming qualities. Next, Aaron. Now, I'm already biased because you already know me. I don't really like Aaron. I am a Laurence stan, but Aaron is there. You know, to be fair, I haven't really heard much from Aaron. All I keep seeing is that he's like this perfect guy, and it's a bit annoying because he's so perfect. Like, give me a flaw, please. Is his flaw being so perfect? Like,
come on, get real. I don't like it. Maybe if we get more development, he'll move up in the pyramid, but for now, he's staying at a soft 5th place. He's at 5th place right now. In 4th, we have Mr. Gareth. Now, Gareth, he's sort of a flop. Like, he's such a himbo, and I love that about him. Yeah, I love Gareth, but also he's really whack. Like, absolutely insane crazy about Aphmau. I don't know, I'm just not that big of a Gareth stan, except for when he's a himbo and when he's funny, which is like 75% of the time, so that's why he's sitting at like a soft 4. 3rd place, guys, you probably already know who it is. I'm trying to be so careful. Why do I have to use blue tack? How does Abby Lee do it? What the fuck? Mr. Laurence. Yeah, he's my fave. Now, you may be shocked that he's not number 1, and that's because I'm taking into account his absolutely strange and fascinating shenanigans, to say the least. Laurence is chill. I love Laurence. You can't make me hate Laurence. You can make me question Laurence, but you can never make me hate him. Him and Gareth are a package deal, so basically they should be like in 3rd or 4th place together, but because I'm biased towards Laurence, I put him towards 3rd place. In 2nd place, oh Jesus, this is a nightmare, we have Zayn. Of course. Now, you've already heard me sing Zayn's praises. I love him. He's got like the most dimension out of all the male characters on this board as of current. He's got so much personality. He's funny. He's got flaws, which is that everyone hates him. I don't know why. This is what I get for getting a new computer. Let's get the shit out of... Oh, sorry. Let's get the shit out of me. What the fuck? Anyways, he's just... I love Zayn. Clap if you're a Zayn stan. And he would be number 1 had it not been for my man. And you already know who he is. Of course, it's gotta be Travis. I just realized he doesn't have a last name. Like, I know his last name. His full name is Travis Valkram. I don't know why I didn't put his last name there. I don't know if I mentioned, but some MyStreet characters have last names, some don't. So that's why Gareth has a last name, Laurence has a last name, and Dante doesn't, because he's just unimportant. Anyways, what was I saying? Travis, he is funny. He is charismatic, okay? This man is charismatic, and his major flaw is that currently, as of now, none. He's just perfect to me. He's funny, he's witty, he's charismatic, he's great. Love Travis.
Anyways, they explain the whole thing to Dante, but what I have an issue with is Travis saying that the kitchen is the only thing seriously damaged and that the rest of the house could be fixed up with a little paint. Like, did you not see the state of that place at the end of last episode? Travis tries to cheer Kawaii-chan up by giving her some TLC, some Travis loving care. Oh my god. I literally love this man. Dante offers his help as well, but then she says no to the offer because every time she messes up on something, someone is always there to get her out of the situation. Kawaii-chan is actually taking responsibility, and I really respect her for that. She's gained her mother status back. We find out that Caitlin's staying at Nicole's place and Aph is staying at Aaron's, and that Kawaii-chan needs a second job to pay for all the damages. Then she remembers that a new maid cafe opened up, and then she's like, oh, let me go off and ask someone to help me, which defeats the whole speech that you literally had like 2 minutes ago. Travis and Dante, however, don't know what a maid cafe is, so they do a little research. The last people that wouldn't know what a maid cafe would be is Travis and Dante. Like, they would know what that shit is from the moment the concept of a maid cafe was conceived. Anyways, we cut to Kawaii-chan, and the person that she's asking for help from is Aphmau. Apparently, no one takes her seriously, and so she thinks that if Aphmau comes with her, people will start to take her seriously. Aphmau, being her, agrees to this whole plan and is like, okay, fine, I'll help you get a job at the maid cafe. You get a little bit motivated watching these girls try and go get a job. Like, yes, some of you would not relate. Anyways, they get to the cafe and they ask about job offerings, but they've gotten none left. Even though it seems like understaffed at the moment because everyone's out sick. The manager's like, okay, you guys can come back when there's a new position available. But Kawaii-chan is just like bawling at this point. Like, she wants this job bad. Just as they're about to leave, another manager is yelling at an employee and yells for new hires immediately. The employee in question is Michi, so now the girls get the job. I'm joking, it's just a trial period. But if they do well, they get the job. Aphmau's like, huh? Wait a damn minute. I'm only here for moral support. I don't actually... And then Kawaii-chan's like, Aphmau, please. Do not say a word. what if they revoke my position as well? So Aphmau ends up like just shutting the fuck up and having to deal with the fact that now she also has to work at the maid cafe. Aph thinks that, okay, this is fine. No one's gonna see me. I'll just work at this maid cafe. No one comes to the maid cafe anyways. So obviously the boys rock up. Kawaii-chan invites them inside and Aph is basically about to strangle this girl. Aphmau's like, okay, wait, I cannot be seen by these men, like these grotty boys. They cannot see me like this. So she goes off to the back, and then what do you know? Zayn is there as well. He's here delivering packages for a side job. She tells him about the whole situation, and Zayn's like, girl, I don't even think they know that you're here. He bet wrong. Kawaii-chan is running her mouth to the boys and letting them know that Aphmau is working there too. Zayn comes up with an idea, but comes off like an assaulter, so Aph just slaps the shit out of him. He's like, girl, calm down. Sorry, I have a really bad way with words. I meant that we should switch clothes. Zayn is a sweetheart about the whole thing, and they end up switching outfits. Outside, the boys are being really weird. Travis has his phone out to take photos. Bottom of the fucking pyramid. I'm losing my shit over the fact that the maid uniform did not come with a mask, but Zayn just has one anyways. And then I was like, okay, wait, let me do a little rewatch. And I realized that that's the headband that's part of the uniform. He just made it into a mask. Like, okay, we love a little innovator. We love a little material girl. Episode 17, The Shrine of Love. Gareth and Laurence are out front the girls' place. Caitlin comes and opens the door, and they're here checking on the girls and seeing if they can do anything to help out because of the fire, remember? Caitlin is shocked because this is the first time that they've come over not to see Aphmau. But then they're like, no, that's not true. Don't you remember when we were handing out those invitations for New Year's? And also, we text you all the time. It's just the girls don't reply back, and apparently Kawaii-chan always sends them cat photos. Anyways, the girls are fine. The money from the maid cafe job Aph and Casey were doing managed to get the house repaired, so Gareth and Laurence are fine to leave. Just as they're about to leave, Kawaii-chan mentions something about Aphmau spending the night at Aaron's, which sets them off, so they run off to Aaron's. Cut to Aphmau at Aaron's. I just want to mention that all these men have massive speakers that look like washing machines. Anyways, Aaron's made her breakfast. She had to stay at his because she fell asleep while watching an anime together. She leaves his place, but Gareth and Laurence hide out in the bushes watching her leave. They're both pissed and they want to know how Aaron keeps managing to spend time with Aphmau. Brendan appears out of nowhere and is now also in the bushes as well. Apparently, he's been studying this guy for months and also doesn't know how Aaron manages to do all of this. Then Travis ends up in the bushes with them. While Aphmau's walking home, she bumps into Dante and she's like, oh, what are you doing here? To which he says, I feel like there was a joke I was supposed to be part of, but I think I missed it. I love a little fourth wall breaking. Like, yes, Dante, where were you in the bushes? This is actually good for Dante though, because Aph invites him over. They watch an anime together, which is Fairy Tail by the way. But before that, Aphmau was actually yelling at Kawaii-chan to clean up some stuff in the basement, which is obviously her shrine. Dante asks about the thing that she asked Kawaii-chan to clean up, but she's like, oh, let's not talk about that. Dante thinks that it's a poster of Aph and Aaron and thinks that it's a little bit silly goofy. Aphmau gets really fucking self-centered all of a sudden and she's like, you're taking this news really well. Didn't you have like a thing for me or something? I'm like, okay, we get it. Everyone likes you. Anyways, Dante admits to liking her, but he's actually been hanging out with Nicole recently after running into her at the mall. So a new relationship may be in the works. I take back any support I had for Dante and Nicole though, because he says that just because he's hanging out with Nicole doesn't mean that he's gonna stop flirting with Aphmau to tease Gareth and Laurence. Okay. He's so unbearable. Like, I need Diaries Dante back. He wonders where Gareth and Laurence went. They chat a bit more and it's implied that Dante is a mechanic when suddenly Caitlin comes home with a guest. It's Nicole. She's come over to hang out. By the way, the YouTube Fairy Tale episode is paused and Aphmau has to physically unpause it. Like, I love when she does the physical unpausing touchscreen shit on her TV. Like, yes, it's so funny. It's so funny. Anyways, she asks Dante if he's serious about dating Nicole, but he says that they're just friends. But Caitlin has issues with him because she seems protective of Nicole. Anyways, they end up hanging out with Caitlin and Nicole, and then Kawaii-chan comes up to their room and is like, oh, I've taken down everything in the basement like you asked me to. They don't trust her and they go downstairs to check if she actually did all the cleaning up. The Aphmau shrine is now gone and is now replaced with a Dan Cole one. Oh my god. Time and place. And you did it in the basement of my girl's house. The art is crazy, by the way. You could say that for all the art in the series, but like this is literally 9-year-old artwork. Like probably done by a 9-year-old, but also literally 9 years old. What? The people that made that fan art are probably in their early 20s or late teens. Time isn't a real thing. That's a social construct, guys. It's also important to note that Kawaii-chan shipping Dan Cole is so weird if we consider Diaries. Dante and Nicole being supported by Kawaii-chan when Dante and Kawaii-chan have a history? Interesting to say the least.
Hi, so I've been recorded in like the past 2 weeks because I was severely sick, had many school like responsibilities, and was just basically busy for the past ever, and I will get busier, so I was like, okay, well, I have to get this done. So now I'm forcing myself to get this done. But during that time, I actually redid a little bit of the wall because it was sort of pissing me off how I was like not making it as messy as I wanted it to be. So I redid it again with more colors. Also, you still can't see Brendan. I did so much effort and you still can't see Brendan because the lighting is still shit. So yeah. Anyways, I want to get into it because I'm excited for this next couple of episodes, otherwise known as the Neighborhood Play arc. So let's get into it. Episode 18, The Neighborhood Play, Part 1. Jeffrey's over at the girls' house and he's hanging out with Caitlin in her room. She's acting all mopey and she's looking at this brochure from a local college. She's deciding on whether or not to take some classes on theatre, and Jeffrey is rightfully surprised. As am I, because I was not expecting that from her. Apparently she can sing, but she gets really angry when she's shy, so she wants to be able to take the classes and learn how to get over the shyness thing. She's leaning more towards writing or directing, but she decides that she's not going to go. Obviously, for the purposes of the story, she is going to end up doing something related to these theatre shenanigans. But for now, Jeffrey and her get into an argument because he's like, Caitlin, you have to do it. Stop being so stubborn. But then he gets really frustrated because she's not changing her mind. So he just up and leaves. We flash to Zane and Aphmau downstairs in the living room watching My Little Pony. Jeffrey spots them as he's heading out, and there's some tension between Jeffrey and Zane because of alternative universe interactions. Jeffrey speaks with Aphmau, and then he tells her the whole Caitlin situation and wants Aphmau to encourage her to pursue the whole college theater class thing. Aphmau's like, oh, I don't really know about that one. Like, that's not really my business, you know? But then Jeffrey's like, oh, I'll give you, like, Olive Garden if you do it. And then she's like, oh, bet. Okay, no worries. He leaves and she goes back to Zane. And then what do you know? Caitlin runs into the room. So Aphmau makes up some random shit. And the random shit in question is that Zane is sponsoring a neighborhood play. What? He's such a king about it because he does not question it. Well, he sort of does question it, but he sort of just goes along with it anyways. Like, Zane, I respect you. And I love you. I do. Anyways, Aphmau's like, oh, Caitlin, I'm sure you're not going to be interested in it because, like, it just doesn't seem like something you would do. And boom, Caitlin is hooked, lining, and sinkering. So now they've decided that Caitlin is going to direct a rendition of Romeo and Juliet. It's actually really cute because she's really excited about it. Zane rightfully wants to know what the fuck he signed up for. And I mean, he has the right to know. He's sponsoring it. But Aphmau's just like, oh, sorry, I don't think you're entitled to that information. Like, why would you be entitled to that information? It's not like you're paying for this whole thing or whatever. Aphmau, it's not even that serious. Can you just tell him? And what I love about Zane is that he's like, oh, okay, I respect you, and I'll do it anyways. Like, he could be funding a cartel for all we know. And he'd just be like, oh, okay, no worries. Like, Zane, thank you. And you know what else he does? He gets to work immediately. He goes off to the community center to go check if there's a venue that they can book out for the night. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna get to it. Like, no one is doing it like Zane. Anyways, Aphmau goes up to go check on Caitlin and see how she's doing. But then she gets given the job of finding people for auditions, but not without getting told that she would make a perfect Juliet. Like, we get it. She's perfect. She's going around to Casey, the boys' place, and Aaron's place, telling everyone to go audition. By the way, when she goes to the boys' place, Laurence opens the door and he's like, oh, I don't want to audition because you're not auditioning, so what's the point? Like, Laurence, are you stupid? You're part of Aphmau's MyStreet universe. Of course she's gonna end up doing it. You silly, silly goose. We cut to the auditions at the center, and the boys, minus Dante, have come to visit and see how Caitlin is doing. They chat for a bit, and then Aphmau comes back, and she's like, oh, Caitlin, I have some really bad news. No one wants to audition. And so Caitlin is like, well, fuck, what can I do about that? Gets really disappointed, is about to pack up for the day, and then Aphmau's like, oh, I really feel bad for her. You know what I should do as a really good friend? I volunteer as tribute. The only issue now is Romeo's role, but that issue is shut down almost immediately because guess who also volunteers for that role? Aaron. So obviously the boys are like, oh, wait, no, we want to audition as well. We all want to volunteer as tribute. We all are tributes. Like, I think everyone is a tribute. Episode 19, the auditions. Kawaii-chan is freaking out because Caitlin told her about the whole Aphmau and Aaron, Romeo and Juliet situation, but Aaron still hasn't gotten the role of Romeo yet. Caitlin is trying to Baz Luhrmann it up, so she's like, oh, let me do a modern day setting of Romeo and Juliet. And that she's also doing the auditions for the role of Romeo tonight. Kawaii-chan gets all pissy because Aaron isn't confirmed for the role of Romeo, and Caitlin shuts her down by saying that this is art, not a place for your dumb boats. Aphmau, on the other hand, is in her room freaking out because she's like, all I wanted was Olive Garden. How did we get to this point? At the boys' place, Dante comes home with Nicole, and the guys are going crazy trying to memorize these lines for the auditions. They let Dante know about the sitch, and can you guess how he reacts? Is it A, I don't give a fuck, B, cool, C, damn, or D, Aphmau's lips will soon be mine? It's D, you guessed correctly. Anyways, Nicole gets rightfully upset, and I wish she would knock some sense into this boy, but I digress. Apparently they're not dating yet, they're just hanging out, and that Nicole knows, quote, about this whole playful rivalry thing that I have with you guys, so I don't know why she's mad, unquote. Dante, the door is behind you. Then they make fun of Aaron to feel better because apparently he never talks, so how can he perform in front of a crowd? I am an Aaron disliker through and through, but I cannot wait for him to gag them. Zayn and Aphmau arrive at the community center, and she's complaining yet again about how all she wanted to do was help, and now she's ended up in this position. Zayn's here just to see everyone look stupid. Aphmau sort of teases Zayn for a little bit. She's like, oh, are you jealous? And Zayn's like, if I wanted something, I would just take it. Like, oh my god, time and place. And you did it at the local community center. Zaynmao was such a strong contender, you don't understand, you guys. Like, I honestly ship it. Oh, also, Aphmau mentions that she was in drama for a good, 2 years in high school. Like, that's not possible. Because Phoenix dropped continuity where? Where exactly is that? Honestly, I have not watched Phoenix Drop in a hot minute, so maybe it was in there. Also, yeah, so Zaynmao was such a strong contender against one of the biggest ships, which is, of course, Aphmau. You guys did not understand the actual impact that friendship had on the Aphmau shipping community. Anyways, Zayn threatens to audition as well, but he's just teasing. And then he just fucks off somewhere. But then Aphmau spots Brendan and they sort of sit and chat for a bit. She also sees Reese at the community center, who also played Romeo not too long ago. So they're just giving out the role of Romeo to anyone at this point. I mention this because Travis also pointed out that he also previously played many roles of Romeo back in his day. So honestly, how many plays are happening within their little area? Because how many fucking Romeos do you need, honestly? I just think it's crazy that this role is being handed out to basically every guy that has been in the series so far. Anyways, the auditions begin. I'm also really gagged at the creeper background that they use for the computers. Like, that's funny. Anyways, they start. It's an improv-based audition because there's no script. And the guys are going to be chosen from 3 things. 1, natural talent, 2, ability to improv, and 3, how well they please the audience. So the guys are going to improv the balcony scene with Aphmau. Also, if you're wondering why Aphmau's the only Juliet and that no one else is allowed to audition, it's because she's the reason why all these people want to be in the play in the first place. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, action. Dante is up first and he improvs by sending a text to Aphmau. Then my baddie Zayn, he pulls up, he's like, hey, I'm here to audition for the role of Tybalt. And then he gets the role on the spot without even having to audition because he's perfect for it. Gareth goes with the lines that he tried to remember and practice from the initial Shakespearean script, and then he gets cut because apparently it's not modern day enough. And he's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Text her? Lawrence's audition low-key ate, except I'm pretty sure he basically did the same thing as Gareth. It's Travis's turn, and he gets a mob of previous girls from his previous plays to come sit in and watch. He ate. Anyways, last but not least, Aaron. He's about to start, and Caitlin's like, oh, Aaron, can you take off your hooded mask? Because I really need to see your expressions, you know, since you're going to be acting. When he does, the whole room fills with like fangirls, fanboys, fan everything. Because, ooh, wow, hot man. He gets the role immediately because of a massive crowd that he brought in. And now the roles have been set and the play will begin. Also, side note, this is not the first time that I've recorded these specific episodes because I just realized that the photo of Aaron that is up on my wall right now is Aaron's actual face. And I forgot to take it out and I forgot to change it. So you just got spoiled with Aaron's face for the past episode. But yeah, guys, that's Aaron's face. I would re-record, but also, am I bothered to? No, I've re-recorded this 5 times now. I think I'm finished. Episode 20, The Kiss. Gareth and Laurence are looking around the theatre for Caitlin. Apparently, Aaron sent them to tell Caitlin that he's too sick to perform for tonight's play. Opening ceremony? What the fuck? Is it the Olympics? No. Opening night. That's what I meant. Which apparently only had 2 days worth of rehearsals. What the fuck? Because Gareth is his understudy, he gets the role. Honestly, these are some theatre kid terms and theatre terms in general that I am not bothered to search up because it's 1, not important, and 2, I'll get there. However, before anything can get anywhere, Dante is like, oh, what? Aaron's backstage, you guys. So apparently Gareth and Laurence boarded up Aaron's house like they were on some fucking Looney Tunes type of shit, and didn't actually check to see if anyone was actually inside of the fucking house. So there's that. Caitlin threatens to get them kicked out of the play because this is the 3rd time that they've tried to sabotage Aaron's role. Kawaii-chan also gets pissed because the guys are trying to sabotage her ship, remember, the SS Aphmau. The guys are wallowing in their pain and failure when suddenly, new character alert, and by new character alert, I mean new baddie alert. Oh my god, I love Lucinda. Yes, Lucinda has pulled up to the town to check out the new play when she suddenly overheard Laurence talking about the whole Aaron and wanting to kiss Aphmau and just needing Aaron out of the picture issue. Oh, by the way, Gareth is in here. He went off to go practice his lines. But anyways, Lucinda has a potion. Oh, by the way, Lucinda's a witch. I forgot to preface that. Lucinda's a witch. Yes, they are in a modern setting. And yes, she's a witch. What about it? Kawaii-chan's half fucking cat. Reese is a pink amalgamation. Okay, guys? There's many things about MyStreet. And Lucinda being a witch is something that you shouldn't be too concerned about, okay? Anyways, she has a potion that can get the guys to switch places with Aaron right before he kisses Aphmau. And she hands it over to Laurence. But she's never actually tried the potion before, so something could potentially go wrong. We flick to Zane and Aphmau, who are backstage talking, when suddenly Jeffrey pops in to say hi and break a leg, and then he's taking everyone after out for dinner at Olive Garden, while being petty to Zane. Cut to the play. Travis is the narrator, which is basically like if Leonardo DiCaprio became the narrator for the new version of Romeo and Juliet. I'm a bit unsure of what Caitlin was going for because I swear she said it's like a modern day rendition, but everyone is wearing like olden day medieval kind of clothing, I think. Guys, these are Minecraft skins. I can't actually analyze this shit, but then again, Aphmau is also wearing like her red dress on. Like she's given Lana Del Rey, so I don't think the medieval times had like cute little red dresses, evening gowns. I absolutely love this next scene. So they've remade the iconic aquarium scene in the movie and put it into the play, which is a bit funny because like, how do you sort of translate that? Like the audience is just seeing Aphmau and Aaron in an aquarium. Like that's a little bit funny. Like how are you making that compelling? Caitlin also left in a texting scene.
a text from my love.
And I age bold. And of course Kawaii-chan got the role of Friar Laurence. She speaks, of course, in third person and calls herself Friar Laurence Summer. Speaking of Laurence Summer, he got the role of Mercutio. And then when Zane, who plays Tybalt, dies, he says,
I'm dead! Must update Facebook status.
yeah, they ate, they cooked, they made a funny joke, and I laughed. Like, one thing about me when I watch MyStreet is that they make a little silly joke, and I let out a little silly laugh. It's intermission, and during intermission, Aaron goes to the toilet, and Gareth boards up the door while he's in there. They're trying to find Aaron, obviously, and then when they can't, they have to get Gareth to cover and fill out his role. But he gets given a helmet to hide the fact that he's not actually Aaron and prevent the breakage of audience immersion. Anyways, the final scene begins. Laurence is about to throw the potion so he can swap places. Gareth is getting ready to kiss Aphmau. And then Kawaii-chan pushes Laurence and the potion slips from his hand. And who does it fall onto? Aphmau, of course. So, he ends up kissing Gareth instead. In Fair Verona, the girls are fujoshiing out, okay? The guys are mortified. And Caitlin is like, bro, we need to do that again because the audience absolutely loved it. And, well, I want people to be coming back. It's a no. Okay, they're not going to be doing that again. After the play, Aaron and Aphmau are talking alone on the stage. She's like, oh, damn, too bad. I was really looking forward to the kiss scene. Oh, I'm just joking. What? And then they end up kissing. There was no build-up. There was, like, small build-up, but I thought we were going to, you know, have a few little hints, have a few little relationship building moments. I don't know, like it sort of just came out of nowhere. This is when we start seeing more of Aaron and Aphmau's relationships start to build. Like, I know there's some off-screen relations happening, and that, you know, many characters are like, oh, Aaron's been hanging out with Aphmau a lot, Aphmau's been hanging out with Aaron a lot, but like, I want to see that. I don't get that kind of understanding of their relationship when you just give me that kind of information through exposition rather than actually showing me their dynamic. But, you know, little tidbits here and there. Episode 21, The Aftermath. Zane and Aph are hanging out in her room and he's freaking out because she told him about the kiss between her and Aaron. At the same time, the boys feel a disturbance and Laurence suggests that they go off to check on Aphmau, but Dante reminds them of what happened last time when they went to go check on her, and that prompts Laurence to break the fourth wall by saying, no thanks, I'll just stick to reading fanfics between her and me. Also, Dante calls out Gareth as well, not the Wattpad. Anyways, back to Zane and Aphmau. She doesn't understand why Zane is so uptight about her and Aaron because apparently they're not dating. They just got caught up in the moment after the kiss and the whole kiss ordeal. But apparently Zane is mad because according to the word of Zane, if he's hitting on you, you have to date. But Aph is just like, that's not how love works. And you can't force someone to be in a relationship with you just for the sake of it. And that's some wise words to live by. I think we should all listen to Aphmau when she says this. And then Zane's like, alright bitch, bet, and pulls out his fucking Minecraft Diaries sword and runs over to Aaron's place to force him to go date Aphmau. So yeah, totally normal reactions. On their way to Aaron's, Aph is like, okay, so me and Aaron are just trying to take things slow and we're trying to act casual, like the Chapel Roan song, if you know what I mean. No, they're trying to act casual, just like regular casual, not like knee deep in the passenger seat, etc, etc. They're just like, you know, planning on going on an occasional date here and there, but no official Facebook profile status update change. Zane is like, but Aphmau, that's not how it works. And Aph is like, Zane, this is between me and Aaron, I don't know why you're butting in so much. And I mean, yes, as much as I love Zane, he was pushing it a little bit. I'm like, Zane, you need to give my girl some space, and you need to give my girl some breathing room. This is her relationship, you know. He eventually respects it and is about to tell her that he just wants her to be happy when Lucinda suddenly chucks a potion at him and he flops over and dies. I'm just kidding. It was actually a sleeping potion, and remember, everyone hates Zane, so that's why certain people, basically everyone but Aphmau, are pretty hostile towards him. Anyways, this all happens in the middle of a street, by the way, because they like stopped on the footpath on the way to Aaron's place, so that's why Lucinda managed to suddenly just chuck a potion at him. They stopped in front of her house, basically, is what happened. So anyways, Lucinda invites both of them in, and Aph has to carry Zane all the way into the house by herself, which I don't get, because like Lucinda's a witch. I'm sure she probably has some sort of fucking magical potion spell thing that like makes it so that Zane can float into her house. I'm not sure. This is just like me brainstorming. I just feel a little bit bad that Aphmau has to do all of that, but whatever. Lucinda and Aphmau make some small talk, and we find out that Caitlin just sometimes randomly punches Kawaii-chan and Aphmau. And I knew that the whole thing with Caitlin was that she was a violent girl. She was a bit unhinged. It definitely didn't age well, is what I'm gonna say. Other news is that Lucinda cannot believe that Aphmau and Zane are friends, and Aph is like a queen about it. She's like defending him, and she's like, so what if he's vengeful and spiteful? He's chill at heart. He's just a chill guy. To be honest, Zane is the only sane and somewhat agreeable character in all of MyStreet. Like, even my hubby Laurence is falling behind and a bit questionable. Anyways, we get some Lucinda exposition. She broke up with her boyfriend Ivan, who she had already broken up with before because he watched a season of The Walking Dead without her, but then the whole thing got messy and she decided to move into MyStreet and just like start a new life. Lucinda and Aphmau keep on talking, and the topic ends up on Aaron, to which Lucinda susses out that something happened between Aphmau and him. But before she can push further, the doorbell rings and Kawaii-chan is coming over to do some neighborly introductions to the new person, Lucinda, moving in. Aphmau's the one who answers the door, and that makes Kawaii-chan think that Aph actually moved out of the girls' house and is now rooming with Lucinda for some reason. The whole scene that starts to get caused by Kawaii-chan's crying calls Lucinda's attention and tells her to come inside. Apparently there's some beef between Kawaii-chan and Lucinda because of some maid cafe shenanigans that happened when they used to work together, which led to the maid cafes being banned in the last town that they used to live in. They keep arguing, and Lucinda pulls out a potion which Kawaii-chan narrowly avoids, and then it hits Zane, who is just waking up. The potion turns him into a cat. Zane just keeps catching strays, and I just need someone to help this man. I'm crying at the fact that they kept the side bang on the fucking cat, because of course, that's like Zane's staple. The fact that he only has one eye is just like his whole thing. The girls make up, and Girl World is safe again. Episode 22, Fan Fiction. Aphmau is watching Ouran High School, in the best version, the dub. Caitlin is trying to sneak out of the house. Apparently her and Aphmau had a Netflix date, but now she's ditching because she needs to go to the library, like right this second. Caitlin's being really vague, and she just keeps saying that she needs to study for this something, but won't actually say what. Aph pressures her, and Caitlin finally says that she's studying to get into a theatre class. She suggests that she should come with Caitlin to help her study, but Caitlin wants to do this solo. So anyways, Caitlin leaves, and Aph decides to watch Criminal Minds, even though she gets deathly scared while watching it, and after. It's not really important, but that's a tidbit that they added. Right as she starts to watch though, she gets a text from Gareth which hints at him knowing what happened between her and Aaron, but it doesn't outright say it. He won't tell her through text what it's about, and so she has to go over to their place to figure out the sitch. So she goes over, and Gareth is being really sus and serious, and he's saying stuff like, oh, you have to tell me the truth, and like, oh, I need to know. Everyone just keeps saying that they know what she's done, but not actually telling her outright what she has done. And then Gareth finally confronts her. Is your name Empress_Aphmau on Tumblr? Sorry, on Wattpad. Oh, that's not... in the sense that apparently they found a fanfic she wrote called Romeo and Meowliot. Oh, this is such a hard read. I made this script like months ago, like a whole year ago, and I haven't touched it in a while, so this is a shock to me as well. Anyways, when they read it out to her, she thinks that they realized it was about her and Aaron, but they actually just hate the writing and they want her to get some writing lessons. That's like ridiculous. That's so funny. Imagine your friends just hating on your writing so much that they're like, girl, you need to get some writing lessons. So Laurence just starts to pop off at her, and you can definitely tell that he did English language in high school because he's mentioning shit like syntax and stuff like that. I am not an English language kid. I'm an English lit kid. For those Americans and other non-Australians watching, I don't know how to explain English language to you. It's literally just like the structure of the language. Like it's looking at the language. It's not important. That's just what, let's just say that. Another funny thing to note is that Aph apparently took AP English, which I'm pretty sure is like a university. AP means like a university class. I'm not sure. I didn't do too much research. Now I'm gonna go pop over and research this really quick. Okay, I'm back from the research. Yeah, it's basically like a college class in high school. Apparently, Aphmau took an AP English class in high school and passed the class with honors. Then Gareth is like, I don't give a fuck about the syntax structure. You need to make Romeo a blonde cat with blue eyes. So he's projecting, basically. She's like, fine, if you're so critical, why don't you just write something? And he wants to, but he just doesn't know how to be creative. Aph gets hit with a creative lightning bolt and suggests that if Gareth wants to become creative, they should help him enrich his creative writing juices by basically creating a creative writing club. You get me? So Aphmau and the boys, Dante, Gareth and Laurence, all write short stories and share them with each other to give critiques. Laurence shares his story first, which is basically a small summary of his Minecraft diaries past and his meeting with Aphmau in that universe. And then him and Aphmau live happily ever after. Dante's story is about potato alien invaders in the year 2017 about to kill off the human race, but then his self-insert, also named Dante, beats them all up and gets all of the girls. He and everyone else agrees that the story is shit. But it was fun. I enjoyed that one, Dante. Aphmau's story is about a cat called Aphmau and her friends, but then before she could finish, it gets cut off because everyone is thinking it's boring. Idgebol. But actually this response is rooted in a deep anti-feminist agenda that the boys are trying to. Gareth's turn. He also writes about his Minecraft diaries counterpart, but catifies everything with his ending being that he marries Cat Aphmau and he has 40 children with her. Oh my Irene. So the conclusion is that they're all shit at creative writing. Aph leaves to go to the bathroom, but Dante's a little creep and decides to go through her browser history to see what she likes to read, and mainly just to suss out if she reads Garmau or Lawmau fanfics. They all end up looking through her browser and they find something that is probably corn, if you know what I mean. They never actually say what they saw. I was looking through some of the comments in that episode and some people were saying that it was probably lemons, which for those who don't know was what smut was called back in the days of Wattpad supremacy. She catches them on her computer but doesn't actually know that they went through her browser history, so she just leaves oblivious to whatever they saw. Episode 23, Mr. and Mrs. Travis. Caitlin's in her room and she's stressing out over a test that she's late for. Travis is standing in the doorway trying to flirt again because Kawhi-chan apparently let him into the house. Caitlin gets a sudden call from Jeffrey saying that he's outside and he needs a favor. The favor being that he needs her to watch his kid Abby while he goes off for a really important job interview. Before she can actually say no, he just dumps his kid on her front doorstep and then fucks off. So Caitlin's about to just combust. Anyways, Caitlin suddenly remembers that she's got a test and she just dumps the Abby responsibility on Travis and Aphmau. But of course, not without a price. In exchange for Travis's services, she has to go out on a date with him. In Aphmau's room, she's chilling with Aaron and Celestia, and then she hears Travis cry out in pain. Aaron's about to leave and him and Aphmau are about to have a moment when suddenly Travis walks into the room and he catches them about to kiss. Aaron leaves and Travis lets Aphmau know about the Abby situation, which she gets a bit annoyed about, but she's responsible, so she just sucks it up. Speaking of responsible, Travis leaves Abby alone downstairs to watch TV while he went off to find Aphmau, which I don't find is a big deal, but Aphmau apparently did. When they go downstairs, Abby is gone. Hashtag Amber Alert. They try searching for her, but Travis is a fucking pussy, so he tries to back out and leave Aphmau to it, but she hits him with the fucking puppy dog eyes, probably. It's first person, but that's the vibe I'm getting. They find Abby in the basement playing with a box of toys, which Caitlin left for her. Next thing you know, Abby nearly finds the Dan Cole shipping shrine, but Aphmau stops her in time. They go back upstairs, and then Abby decides that she wants to do a princess tea party. And by the way, Aphmau wears one of her iconic Minecraft Diaries skins. Abby thinks that if he gets Travis with Aphmau, then he'll start leaving Caitlin alone, so she suggests exactly that, and changes the tea party to a date for Travis and Aphmau. To get out of kissing Travis, Aphmau says that they need to be married in order to kiss, but that doesn't really stop Abby from writing her own certificate to marry them. Episode 24, Secret Lovers. Okay, so I know I said the neighborhood play arc was one of my favorite arcs of the season, but okay, this is my favorite arc, which is the Valentine's Day arc. Aph's checking her mail and she gets a letter from Travis saying some stupid bullshit about her butt. He was actually behind her the whole time and he gets beaten up, just regular Travis shit. The Travis formula being hit on a girl and then get beaten up. Apparently he's just trying to be romantical because Valentine's Day is coming up, and by coming up I mean it's tomorrow, which shocks Aphmau because she hasn't prepared yet for Garth and Laurence's annual antics, specifically heightened for this day. She's about to head inside to prepare and Travis is like, hold up, we still haven't talked about what happened between you and Aaron when we were babysitting Abby. She's like, oh, we just want to take it slow, and I feel like if I tell people about him and me, they might try and interfere with our relationship. Then Travis straight up blackmails her about telling people what's going on between her and Aaron. And then he also proceeds to cupboard on her, which sends me, because why is there a full-on dramatic shot of this? The budget peaked here. He's like, for Valentine's Day, I want to take you out on a double date. He wants Aaron and Aphmau to go on a double date with him and Caitlin. He got Caitlin to go out with him by quite literally groveling and begging and pleading and crying and just actually being pathetic, which makes me giggle a bit. But he's actually really sweet and genuinely wants Caitlin to enjoy her time with him and to be comfortable with him, even if he acts really fucking weird sometimes, which I respect. Travis, they could never make me hate you. But then he takes Aphmau's phone and texts Aaron so that he can get Aaron to agree with the double date. Aphmau says, oh my Irene. Anyways, they all go inside and now Caitlin, Garth and Laurence are here. Aaron shows up and Garth and Laurence get all defensive, hashtag alpha, hashtag sigma. Travis randomly suggests that Aaron sit down next to Aphmau so that she can rest her head on his very wide and muscular shoulders. Obviously Garth and Laurence get angry and try and speak to Travis privately. Travis lies to Garth and Laurence's faces, saying that because Aphmau is so sweet and blessed by Irene, she got the idea to make a double date and that her and Aaron are pretending to date so that Caitlin and him can get together. Like, okay, totally makes sense. The guys buy it though because it seems like an Aphmau thing to do, and because they want to help Travis, they end up getting dates of their own. And everyone is shocked because for once they aren't living, breathing, thinking about Aphmau. It turns into a massive group get-together instead, which is actually kind of fun and cute. The guest list is basically the entire cast. So Aaron, Aphmau, Caitlin, Kawhi Chung, Travis, Dante, Garth, Laurence, Reese, Michi, Cadenza, Lucinda, and Nicole. Episode 25, date begins. Zayn and Aphmau are chilling in a room and Zayn gets invited to the friendship Valentine's Day date thing, but he gets paired with a girl he doesn't know, so he's rightfully upset. But then he starts worrying about actually ending up liking the girl that he gets paired up with, which is bad according to him because he doesn't even know what love is. He says that, not me. Anyways, apparently the person who he actually gets paired with is Michi. So Zayn's fine. He's not gonna fall in love with that bitch. Oh my god. Aaron walks in and was just wondering if the whole thing was a date or not and actually wants it to be like a date between him and Aphmau. Zayn is like, okay, she better be back at exactly her curfew, no funny business, or else I might slit your throat and shove garlic in it or something. Like, Zayn's intense and he's serious about this. They all say their goodbyes and they go off to work and other priorities because remember, these are grown adults. It's the next day and the day of the date for the Valentine's Day for Caitlin and Travis's date that ended up becoming a whole group date on Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Yeah, I fucking ate that up. What the hell? We get a new Aphmau fit, and of course, as always, she always eats. Actually, the whole cast gets new fits. I just want to say that Gareth and Laurence look like a fucking boy band in this fit, in like their new fit. And then my baddies who actually showed up and ate everyone up, Lucinda and Cadenza. Oh my Irene, why do these beautiful women have to be with these fuck ass nobodies? I'm sorry, Laurence, but Lucinda does not deserve to be seen next to you. That is just not the vibe. Caitlin pulls up in a regular fit because she probably thinks that she's too cool for all of that. Reese doesn't have a new fit as far as I can tell or remember. Everyone starts arriving and this episode is pretty dragged, and that's saying a lot for like a MyStreet episode. Nothing much happens other than the start of the meetup and just like showing everyone's arrival. They head off to the arcade and the date begins. But not before Michi ends the fucking episode with some fuck-ass mischievous monologue. Episode 26, Valentine's Disaster. We begin the episode with the Undertale music. Oh my god, and it's Death by Glamour. This is such a throwback, and I'm gonna say it once again, but it's truly a product of its time. Like, you just had to be there. Lucinda is like, I got dolled up for all of this shit, and it's an arcade. And to be fair, I would also be really pissed off if I fucking dressed to the nines and had to end up hanging out in an arcade. Like, Travis, no. This whole plan is stupid. And you can tell that it's supposed to be, like, a small tiny date and not meant to be a group date, so I'll give Travis this one. Anyways, speaking of Travis, he says that it's chill, we're going out for dinner at a fancy restaurant, so don't worry. Caitlin gets pissy as per usual, but it's just because she's nervous from the date. So the girls do the girlhood thing and call a bathroom break, which is so cute and very girlhood. Did I mention that it's girlhood? Lucinda is literally the life of the party because she's the only one who actually gets like properly hyped for the bathroom, and I like Lucinda, okay? I heard that Lucinda was like well, to be fair, a lot of the characters here were like gay awakenings for a lot of people, but Lucinda specifically, yeah. Aphmau doesn't go with the girls to their bathroom break. She just splits up with Aaron. The boys go off and do their arcade things. Now, why is this low-key accurate? Like, every time someone plans a huge outing, it always gets split into the guys, girls, and the one couple in the group, or at least the massive outings I've been on. And to be fair, I haven't been on many massive outings, but from what I have observed, that is usually the case. Back to the girls, they wanted Aphmau to follow them into the bathroom so they could interrogate her on the whole Aaron sitch, like what is going on between you and Aaron, Miss Girl. Lucinda pulls up with a love potion that she's planning to use as a backup for Aphmau if the Aaron sitch doesn't go to plan or doesn't end up well. She most likely isn't going to use it, but it's just a precaution. So you know how bathrooms are public places where people can just go in and out of, and if you're going to talk about shit like that, maybe you should check your surrounding areas? Well, guess who fucking overhears the love potion shit? Michi. Yeah. So she's like, okay, great, I'll use it as a backup plan for my seducing Aaron plan as well. Anyways, the girls head out and everyone does arcade shit. It's nothing too special. Dante's like, Travis, why the hell isn't Nicole leaving Caitlin? I really wanted some alone time with Nicole. Gareth wins a purple cat from a crane machine and then gets reminded of Sprinkles. So you know where that ends up. Laurence is trying not to get jealous over the Aaron and Aphmau situation, and he's just coping because he's remembering what Travis said about how Aphmau's pretending to date Aaron for Travis in order to like make Caitlin more comfortable. And then Aph and Aaron are playing racing games and she's getting pissed because she sucks at it. He goes to leave and grab them some snacks. Michi, who's just lurking around the bathroom, uses the love potion that she stole from Lucinda, but it just turns her into Aphmau. In her new Aphmau form, Michi starts flirting with Aaron and he's like, what the fuck is going on right now? At the same time, Gareth and Laurence come out of the bathrooms and spot fake Aphmau and Aaron talking, so obviously they get jealous. They're all like, why the fuck is she here? And why the fuck is she doing this shit? But they chill because Gareth is like, we gotta chill out for Travis. Remember? She's just pretending. Fake Aphmau was like, Aaron, I want to kiss you. But then he's like, not here, Pookie. And then she's like, do you not want to? And then he's like, of course I fucking do. And then she's like, guess I'm not worthy enough. She says that, by the way. And then Aaron fucking pushes her to the wall. What? When I was rewatching this episode, it evoked a very visceral reaction from me. Like,
I did the real life hand over mouth thing. Anyways, Garth and Laurence see this, so they freak out, but then fake Aphmau turns into Michi just as real Aphmau comes over to check on Aaron. The tea, the gaggery, the drama. This frame is nothing compared to any season of Love Island or Married at First Sight. Like, this is this is serious. I'm not even joking with you. Anyways, Aaron is obviously shocked and he's saying like, this isn't what it looks like. And Michi isn't making it any better because she's like, girl, it's exactly what you think it looks like. Laurence and Garth are in the background still being fucking dumb and wondering what the fuck is actually going on. But then Garth is actually the bright one for once and says that they gotta do the right thing and they gotta tell Aphmau what's really going on because she's genuinely hurt. They tell her the truth and Aphmau's like, Aaron, is this true? He says, of course, and you're the only one that I have feelings for. Michi gets cancelled and gets kicked off the fucking server. I mean, well, honestly, if they had a Discord server, she would have been kicked a long time ago. And if, hypothetically, they were in a Minecraft server, she would have also been kicked a long time ago. The drama ended so fast, but also, if this became really long-winded and a massive misunderstanding plot, I would have been so fucking pissed off. Don't even get me started. I think 8-year-old me would have actually not been able to survive a drawn-out misunderstanding arc. Anyways, everyone heads home, they say their goodbyes, and then Aaron and Aphmau have another kiss, and then Zane suddenly pulls out a fucking dad cosplay and tries to break up the whole romantic moment. Yeah. Guys, new outfit check. How are we feeling? I'm giving Office Siren, and not just because I'm wearing a black, what the fuck, not just because I'm wearing a white button down. Yeah, it's just because I'm wearing a white button down. Anyways, episode 27, the Romeve brothers. Aph and Zane are just queening out in her room. And by queening out, I mean playing with ponies, of course. And they still have to pretend like Aphmau is forcing Zane to do this because society. Also, Aphmau has now painted her walls in the time between the last time we saw it and now. Anyways, there's someone at the door. It's Vlad Romeve, the third Romeve brother. You thought there were two? No, sis, there are three. They are triplets. So, in my notes, I have Vlad written down as Garth and Zane's half younger brother, but I'm pretty sure that he's adopted. I'm pretty sure Vlad is an adopted younger brother. But now that I'm thinking about it, that is a lie, because if we're following somewhat Minecraft Diaries content, then Vlad would be their half younger brother. So now I'm confused. I can't tell. They never like bring it up. So that's why I'm like, okay, so they're bringing some aspects of the Minecraft Diaries lore. It's moments like this where I'm like, I should not be thinking too deep into it. But I will. Yeah, I will. Also, once again, had a fat crush on Vlad. Yeah. I'm crying at the fact that Vlad is meeting Aphmau in her whole getup. Like, anyways, Aph and Vlad sit and chat for a while in the living room, which is wild because she is still in a full fit and Zane is still upstairs waiting for her. Vlad's just been traveling around a lot. I'm not sure if it's around the world. He's just been traveling in general, and so he's just come back recently, which is why Aphmau was so excited to see him again. Vlad mentions that he still hasn't met up with Garth and Zane yet and wants to keep it on the down low before they meet because he's trying to hide the fact that he was just backpacking and working odd jobs while traveling. He asks Aphmau if he could stay at her place for a couple of days until his apartment application gets approved because he feels like his family has been helping him out with everything, so he wants to show them that he can do shit by himself by relying on other people. Aphmau, being her, obviously says yes, but also I feel like this calls for a house meeting because Aphmau, you are not the only person living in this house. She shows Vlad down to the basement where they're planning on him to stay, when suddenly the bell rings. It's fucking Gareth! What the hell? Vlad runs away to hide. Gareth's here to ask if he can use the printer. For some reason, that's like such a weird request. She lets him in and they go up to Casey's room to get the printer, and her room has been deyassified. Where is my girl's flower ceiling? Okay. So anyways, Aphmau leaves Garth alone in Kawaii-chan's room to go check in on Zane. Yeah, remember Zane's here as well. They chat for a bit and then she hears a noise and leaves again to go check it out. It was Vlad. He was hiding out in the basement but then saw the shipping shrine, which creeped him the fuck out, so he left and stayed in the most unhideable area of the house, the living room. So obviously Zayn comes down, not in the princess fit anymore by the way, to yell at Aphmau for taking so long, and then he sees Vlad. Gareth comes down because the printer ran out of ink, so he also sees Vlad. So they have like an unintentional reunion. They all get caught up on the Vlad law. They say, okay Vlad, do what you want, but if you need anything, we're always here. The whole episode, I just want to mention this right now, the whole episode, Aphmau does not change out of her fucking princess fit. Episode 28, the girls contest. Lucinda and Cadenza pull up in front of the girls' house. Cadenza's all like, Lucinda, no, you can't just do that. That's rude. In a thick British accent, like that totally makes sense. Lucinda and her ran over here because apparently she wanted to ask a question, which is probably related to Aphmau and Aaron's situationship. Caitlin pulls up because, you know, that's her fucking house. And her and Lucinda have some friendly banter that is very lesbian coded. Both of them are very lesbian coded. Anyways, I was right. Lucinda was here to ask about Aphmau and Aaron. Caitlin is like, girl, Aphmau is not going to tell you straight out what's happening between her and Aaron. And Lucinda's like, okay, bet. So they have a competition on who can get Aphmau to tell them if she has feelings for Aaron, plus extra details on their relationship. First, Cadenza fucks off back to her place, so she really had no purpose in the first place. Caitlin breaks down Ash's door and barges into her room. We get a mother of Irene from Aphmau. I don't know what the Irene counter is at now. Lucinda walks in and Caitlin is like, what the fuck? This is all part of Lucinda's plan so that she can like comfort Aphmau and get her to open up to her. Anyways, Lucinda's like, girl, it's okay, tell me how you feel, specifically about Aaron. The plan is stupid, but we get very, once again, strong lesbian, #pride vibes. Like, Lucinda is definitely swinging in every single direction. They keep being persistent with Aphmau, and then Lucinda gets a bit too pushy, and Aphmau doesn't respond because she's like, obviously entitled to her own privacy. Like, calm down. So Lucinda pulls out her magical staff thing and paralyzes Caitlin so that she can talk with Aphmau alone. Miss Girl is actually so serious about this. Anyways, they pull up to Lucinda's place and they get to gossiping and sharing and opening up. Aphmau tells her straight out that she's not dating Aaron, but that she's interested in him. Lucinda starts being like low-key rude and saying like literally anyone could have been better. But let me just say there is no way that Dante or Travis would have been better for Aphmau. Even Laurence or Gareth. That is a lie though. Gareth and Laurence, if they were fleshed out better, if they were, once again, their Minecraft Diaries selves, maybe. And that is a very weak maybe, as in like they definitely had a chance with Aphmau. I'm still pissed about that, but you know, once again, I digress. They keep talking and Aphmau keeps sharing, and she shares a moment which I will not be showing because I got intense secondhand embarrassment from it, but it's basically her singing Love is an Open Door from Frozen. I don't know the context of this, the notes just say that, and I don't want to look at it again. They keep talking and Lucinda's about to ask one more thing, but Caitlin barges through her door because apparently she managed to break out of the spell thing. Her and Lucinda are about to go at it when suddenly Lucinda pulls out the Traviska and summons Travis, who is just about to take a shower, so there's half-naked Travis chasing around Caitlin and trying to kiss her because he's also been buffed with being immune to damage, so he can't be punched to fucking death anymore. So yeah, just a regular MyStreet episode. Episode 29, Don't Tell Mum Part 1. Vlad is getting a call from his mum. He's trying to pretend like he's not in town. Remember his whole gotta go my own way arc thing. But it doesn't matter because she found out from a selfie that Gareth sent. She starts asking about Zayn because she saw a photo of him and Aphmau together, but then she thinks that Aph and Zayn are actually dating, so she's a #ZaynMail shipper. Vlad is like, what? No, they're not. But she starts crying, so Vlad is like, oh, sorry, no, they are dating, mum, please shut the fuck up and don't cry. So she gets to work and is like, #super nanny, I'm on my way. He's telling her like, no, what? You can't come into town. But before he can continue, his battery dies, so he has to run over to the boys' place to go get Gareth. Just as Gareth opens the door, his phone starts ringing, and it's obviously their mum, so he picks up the phone and then goes through the exact same interaction and has to lie to his mum about Zayn and Aphmau being together. So Gareth and Vlad now have to run over to Zayn's to try and warn him about their mum. I'm crying at Zayn's spruce door with his modern fucking house. Right as they're about to go in, Zayn gets a call from their mum, and he also goes to the exact same interaction with their mum. I got you there, that's a lie. Gareth actually snatches stashes his phone away right as he's about to accept the call from their mum and piffs it into oncoming traffic. They let Zayn know about how their mum thinks him and Aphmau are dating because of a selfie that Aphmau posted, and then Vlad shows us the selfie. Garth makes a point like, yeah, the selfie low-key does give off dating vibes, but to be fair, their mum just can't assume that kind of stuff. They run off back to Aph's house so that they can warn her before their mum gets there, but then we cut to her fixing her door, so we the audience are lulled into this false sense of fear that Garth is about to break down the door again. He doesn't. Instead, he breaks through the window. Him, Vlad, and Zayn all invite themselves in through the window. Garth and Vlad want Zayn and her to pretend to date each other for their mum. Zayn is initially really against the idea, which is fair, but he still doesn't know that their mum started crying when both Garth and Vlad tried telling her that Zayn and Aphmau weren't dating. So when he finds out about the mum crying situation thing, Zayn is like, damn, okay. Clearly Zayn is a favorite child. So Zayn is like, fucking fine, Aphmau, will you please fucking date me? Aph says no, which is shocking because she never says no. She's like, what are you guys gonna do when your mom finds out that we aren't actually dating? But Garth is like, girl, we're just gonna deal with that later. We find out that their mum's name is Ziana, and Vlad has to be like, Aph, do you even remember what my mum was like? And all Aphmau remembers is that Ziana was a super emotional and kind person, which makes her change her mind, because of course. Basically, the whole premise is that everyone feels bad about making Ziana feel bad. So they make themselves feel even worse by doing this fake dating scenario. We get a Garth being selfless moment, but also chill. It's not like Zayn and Aphmau are gonna have to settle down and have kids. Anyways, they plan on letting Ziana know in a few weeks after she leaves that things didn't work out between Aphmau and Zayn, and that's how they're gonna break things off. So they get to work at the boys' house, and Vlad is their relationship coach. They start doing their coaching, and it's just painful, really. They have to be able to sell the whole fake dating act because Ziana can tell what's real and what's not. Suddenly the doorbell rings and Miss Ziana is here. I actually love Ziana. Her nickname for Garth is Gaga, by the way. Her nickname for Zayn and Vlad are Little Zuzu and Little P, respectively. Anyways, she clocks Aphmau and she's like, there's my future daughter-in-law. Huh? Zayn is like, mother please, we're just dating. Ziana is like, well, according to Prophet Beyonce, if you like it then you should have put a ring on it. Ziana definitely loved Renaissance. I'm pretty sure Ziana would have heard America Has a Problem and ascended. Anyway, Ziana's like, let me snap a pic of the lovely couple. They mention in this episode that Ziana uses Instagram, but there is no way that this girl uses Insta. She is a Facebook baddie and dub smash enjoyer. Episode 30, Don't Tell Aaron. So after the whole Ziana meetup, they decide to go and head out to the mall. I'm idge-balling at the fact that Ziana is taking photos of Aphmau and Zayn in front of Hot Topic, just standing there. Ziana is like, Zayn, take that damn mask off. I don't know how Aphmau kisses you with that shit on. Wait? Aphmau was like, girl, we don't do all of that. They keep chatting and Ziana keeps sharing embarrassing childhood stories of the brothers. She then pulls up a photo of the boys when they were babies. I'm not gonna show that here. That's something you gotta search up in your own time. Mainly because it's just, I did not enjoy it. It's a bit disturbing. No offense to the artist. You were probably a child when you did this. Ziana's like, Aphmau, let's have a girls shopping date before our dinner while we talk about your relationship with Zayn. So Aphmau is in the danger zone. They go out to find an outfit so beautiful that Zayn will have no other choice than to propose to you then and there. So anyways, Ziana starts the interrogation. Tell me about you and Zayn. Ziana keeps putting headcanons on how Aph first got feelings for Zayn, but Aphmau just tells her that the whole mistletoe thing with her and Zayn was when she first fell for him. Ziana is like, okay, cool, let me romanticize it up a bit, and starts fanficifying their mistletoe interaction. Ziana's about to get all emotional again, but then she spots ponies, so she's like, oh girl, I need to get Zayn these. You go change into these clothes and I'll do the pony buying. So we get a new Aphmau skin. Yes! Ziana obviously also reacts the same. She's like, oh yeah, you ate down. Anyways, they manage to bump into Aaron at the mall. Luckily, Ziana isn't there with them when they bump into Aaron, so Aaron can't ruin anything yet. They all chat, and apparently he's here because he was planning to get a gift for a girl that he likes. Aphmau is oblivious, of course, but he's like, yes, I'll have to come back another day because it wouldn't be much of a surprise. Aphmau's twirling her hair and shit. She doesn't, but that's the vibes. And then she remembers that she's actually supposed to let Aaron know about the fake dating thing with Zayn. But before she can actually tell him, Ziana comes back. She's like, oh, Aaron, are you friends with my future daughter-in-law? And he's obviously like, what? Garth, Vlad, and Zane finally come out of whatever store they were in and spot Aphmau and Ziana and Aaron. Zane is the only one who knows about Aph's feelings towards Aaron, so he's the only one being like, oh shit, this is bad, not even bad, just like awful. They need to get out of this situation fast. Aphmau is signaling hard to Aaron, being like, Aaron, me and Zane are boyfriend and girlfriend, and you've never known this. Do you get me? And then finally Zane jumps in and is like, yeah, mum, this is Aaron, who has never had romantic feelings for Aphmau. Garth distracts her with a shoe sale so that Zane and Aphmau can explain the whole situation to Aaron, but Aaron is like, fine, as long as it's only for today. Ziana and the other two brothers come back and she invites Aaron over for dinner because she feels bad for assuming that Aaron was trying to hit up Aphmau. I'm a bit scared. Episode 31, Aphmau in Love. So anyway, Ziana takes them out to the same restaurant that her and her husband, who's named Garte, by the way, which I find extremely hilarious. She takes them to the restaurant where her and her husband had their first date. Ziana has a superstition that whoever goes to eat here on their first date will end up married in the future. Zane is just fucking around with Gareth and Aaron, saying shit like, I'm just not ready to kiss Aphmau yet. Aphmau is starting to get tired of all this pretending and is about to back out of the plan when Vlad is like, Zane, do you still have that potion that you showed me? It's a love potion. Vlad was planning on using it as a last resort kind of thing if the plan was starting to go sour. But she's like, no, the fuck? So Zane dumps the potion into the bushes and is like, Aphmau, just hang on a while longer. I'll take care of you. Zainmao is such a cute ship, like I would not even complain. When they leave to go into the restaurant, Michi appears out of thin air and picks up the love potion that was piffed into the bushes. Because of course she does, because she's always there at the perfect time. It's strongly implied that she's going to use it on Aphmau this time so that Michi can get Aaron to like her instead. Aphmau is in the bathroom feeling exhausted, and I mean, yeah, fair enough. Let the girl live. Then someone comes out of the toilets and it's Caitlin? Ariana, what are you doing here? She's over with Nicole having dinner as well. Very fruity, like I said. Aph is telling her, oh, I don't think I can keep doing this. But Caitlin is like, girl, just finish the date. You're already here. And also because her and Nicole are sitting near them and they want to see some drama because it's a bit dead in the restaurant right now. So anyways, Aphmau goes back to the group and right off the bat, she gets interrogated by Ziana. Again. Ziana's like, my little Zuzu is more than ready for a baby. This all hurts to say out loud. I remember thinking that Ziana was such a cute #sweet character, but she's actually kind of fucking annoying. So I take back the statement that I said maybe 10 minutes ago. She's better in diaries, I promise you. Gareth and Vlad are like, Zane would probably have hamster kids. And Aphmau was like, bro, my kids would not be hamsters. Ziana is like, so you would have Zane's children, huh? And then Aaron has to leave because he gets so jealous over the hamster baby comment. So anyways, the waiter comes over and it's fucking Michi in this fuck ass get up. No one recognizes her, obviously. Aphmau asks for some water and instead of water, Michi pours her some of the love potion. Meanwhile, Aaron is in the bathroom like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I just sitting here and taking all of this shit? And I mean, yeah, Aaron, have some self-respect. Gareth walks in and is checking up on him, and Gareth is like, you know what we should do? We should work together to get them out of this whole situation. They get back and Aphmau and Ziana are hitting it off because, once again, Aphmau is under the effects of the love potion. Like, Ziana's just asking her a question and Aphmau's going in for the answer plus DLC, and Ziana of course eats this up. Zane and everyone are gagged because Aphmau is actually being a bit freaky with it, and not like freaky as in like freaky as in like freaky weird, like she's being weird, like she's being overly infatuated with Zane now. But Gareth is like, let me hit her with a question of my own. How long have you been in love with Zane? She's like, ever since we kissed under the mistletoe on Christmas. Aaron is truly shocked and is like, what the fuck is going on? He actually sounds really hurt, but I can't take him seriously because Aphmau has this fuck ass literal heart eyes. Zane's just like, girl, you need to get a hold of yourself. But she doubles down and is like, we should totes kiss, and once we do, we can get married. And Ziana's like, oh my god, 100%, I have a priest on speed dial for this. And they're about to kiss when suddenly the potion's effects wear off. So Aphmau's like, where the fuck am I? Zane spots the love potion residue on her and it's like, wait a minute, waiter, get over here right now. And then he starts scolding Michi. First of all, Zane, it took you a while, but to be fair, you only have one working eye. so I'll give you snaps for finally being the one to figure it out. Aaron finally snaps, probably in the calmest way possible, and says that if none of you are gonna tell Ziana, then I will. But just before he can, Caitlin steps in and is like, guys, just stop. I'll tell her. Caitlin is like, Aphmau has always loved someone else. Aph is sitting here like, thinking that Caitlin is talking about Aaron. And Caitlin's like, of course I've always known. We can't hide it anymore. Ziana, Aphmau is my girlfriend. The drama has hit like record levels of peak. Ziana is like, Aphmau, you should be proud of who you are and you shouldn't have to be hiding yourself like this. We love a supportive queen. Aphmau says, oh my Irene, twice. Zad is like, yep, I live with them, so I know and I can confirm this. And then finally Aphmau was like, stop it. Ziana, the truth is I'm not dating your son, I'm not dating anyone at all, and then tells her that her son just wanted her to be happy, so they did this whole scheme for her. Ziana's like, I'm sorry you guys had to go through all of this, but so she treats everyone to dinner to make up for all the trouble. Michi is like perched on the ceiling. That's the only way I can describe it. But then Travis blows through the roof of the restaurant. He got summoned because he heard that Caitlin and Aphmau were going to kiss, because apparently that's his OTP. Episode 32, her best friends. Aph is just heading to Aaron's house, nothing new. Zane catches her along the way because he was planning to meet up with her and hang out, but because she's doing her own thing, he's gonna go back to his place. Aph is like, Zane, you know what? You should come over and hang out with me and Aaron. Zane is obviously like, girl, are you stupid? Do you not remember all the shit that happened the past 3 episodes? But he just goes along with her anyways. Aaron is rightfully shocked that he's come over, but he still invites them all inside. Zane just lets them know that he doesn't want to see any funny business between Aaron and Aphmau, because Zane's just looking out for her, as a friend. But then Aaron claps back saying she can take care of herself. And Zane's like, well, I know her like no one else does because she's my bestie. Aaron's like, oh, well, she tells me everything too. I know all about your pony addiction. So there's tension between Aaron and Zane now, like it's palpable. Aphmau was like, damn, I thought you guys would get along. She's a bit upset that there's some animosity between them. Outside they hear a noise, and Travis has once again been beaten up by Caitlin. Travis notices that she's here with Aaron and Zane and asks to hang out with them. They also mention that Travis and Aphmau have had a history, strongly hinting at their high school friendship. Mind you, the first time they met, Aphmau acts as if she's never seen this man before. Ignore the plot holes once again. Apparently, because of the massive explosion Travis caused back at the restaurant, Zane and his family got charged with damages from the restaurant. It's not that big of an issue because the Romeves are rich as fuck and also have connections to the owner, so I don't know why Zane's complaining. Travis can tell that there's a very palpable tension between Aaron and Zane. Zane's like, I need to prove to Aaron that she's my best friend, and Aaron outright says that he doesn't need to prove anything to him. For once, I'm actually like, Aaron, why are you kind of eating up Zane right now? They keep teasing each other with stupid shit, so Travis has the brilliant idea to have a best friend contest, which is basically just testing to see who knows Aphmau the best. Whoever gets something wrong first loses. So anyways, Aaron and Zane start firing the big questions. What's her favorite pony? What's her favorite color? What's her second favorite color? They're pretty good at this. So Zane's like, okay, we'll just fight to the death then. Aaron's like, bro, can you chill? You can be her best friend. I'd rather be her boyfriend. But then suddenly in the middle of that, Aphmau comes down from her bathroom break, squeeing, going full on crazy because apparently a convention is coming to town. The guys are like, oh, we can take you. Aph is like, okay, let's get it, and sits down to go through animes that she's watched to find a character that she can cosplay as. The first show that she goes through is Super Kawaii Crystal Princess Schoolgirl Princess Love Love Angel Cookie Mew Mew Chan show. And then finally Zane and Aaron come to level ground and they bond over the fact that Aphmau forces them to watch shit shows like whatever the fuck that was. Episode 33, Acon 2016. It's convention time. I'm actually really obsessed with the stupid amount of Deadpools they put around the place. Aphmau, Zane and Aaron are at this hotel. It's Zane and Aaron's first time going to a convention. Both Aaron and Zane aren't really into this whole cosplay thing, but Aphmau is like, Aaron, you literally walk around shirtless, and he's like, oh, so you're looking. Literally everyone and their mother has come over to the con and are coming to stay over in this massive hotel room that they all have. This is a thing they do whenever a convention comes around, apparently. Aphmau's cosplay is nearly done, so she just needs a few final touches before the actual start of the convention, which is tomorrow. Aphmau distracts Kawaii-chan from asking her about Aaron and saying, oh, is that 2 Naruto cosplayers over there reenacting that one scene when Naruto and Sasuke kiss? But seriously, Aphmau is like, girl, I need you to chill a bit on the shipping thing. I've talked to you about this before, but I just want to be able to date Aaron without having any pressure. Kawaii-chan feels a bit bad, but then she's like, so you want to date Aaron? Aphmau literally begs her to stop with the fangirling, or at least have the decency to not do it outright. So Kawaii-chan is like, may Kawaii-chan have a moment to get all her fangirling out right now before the convention starts. So she goes and screams in the middle of the lobby. Anyways, they head to the room. It's these two rooms. They're massive, but personally, I don't think I can fit literally everyone in the main cast in these two rooms. Miss Girl is looking through her bag for her costume, but it's not here, which is weird because Aaron and Zane both saw her put it in her bag. Kawaii-chan is like, okay, I'll go downstairs and look for it. In the meantime, they're just gonna chill in the room. Zane leaves to go freshen up, so it's now just Aaron and Aphmau alone. They chat for a bit, flirt for a bit, and have a small heart-to-heart. We get the vibe that Aaron is about to confess to her, but Zane just had to ruin the moment. Suddenly there's someone at the door. It's the boys, minus Dante, and Lucinda, yes. They chat for a bit in the hallway. Aphmau lets them know that her costume got lost. Lucinda's like, okay girl, no worries. I'll just use my spells to make you a new costume. Duh. And the first costume that Lucinda decides for her is this Sailor Moon cosplay. All the guys are like, oh damn, and Travis is like, give us a twirl. Gareth punches him. Lucinda's like, okay, Aph, have you decided on your cosplay? Because Travis is gonna treat me to lunch now. Everyone is just like, what the fuck just happened? And I just can't help but think, Lucinda, you are swiping that queen card so hard right now. Episode 34, Cosplay and Chaos. Everyone's ready and dressed in their cosplays. Thank you to the person who left the YouTube comment with everyone's cosplays in a list, because some of them I just could not tell what it was for the life of me. Anyways, the list is Aphmau is Asuna from Sword Art Online, Aaron is Auron from Final Fantasy, Zane is Kara from Undertale, Gareth is Link from The Legend of Zelda, Laurence is Sanji from One Piece, Dante is Zoro, Caitlin is Ruby from Steven Universe, Nicole is Sapphire from Steven Universe, Kawaii-chan is Ichigo Momomiya from Tokyo Mew Mew, Travis is Jiraiya from Naruto, and Lucinda is Rangiku Matsumoto from Bleach. Anyways, Lucinda and Travis are flirting again, and he calls her his girl, but they aren't dating. Lucinda doesn't completely shut down the idea though. Caitlin is like, why the fuck would you even consider being with this creep? But then Lucinda says, creepy is her type. I'm a witch, duh. But seriously, Caitlin and Lucinda, just get together. Over with Aaron and Zane, they're waiting for Aphmau to finish up with her cosplay. Zane takes this as a chance for him to ask more questions about how Aaron and Aph even met. Aaron says that he knew of her since middle school. They hear punching noises from the other room, and apparently it's like tradition for Caitlin and Lucinda to get into a massive fight or something of that nature every time there's a convention. Anyways, they get to the center, and Aph, Zane and Aaron head over to the limited edition pony shop, and while waiting for her to buy her shit, Zane challenges Aaron in a fight to the death over who gets to be her best friend. And I thought we figured this out like 2 episodes ago. The effects of being around a bad bitch is crazy. Suddenly Travis and Lucinda want to join in on the duel, and then Travis is like, you'll increase my power level if you kiss me. So Lucinda's obviously like, okay. Caitlin spots them, gets told that Lucinda and Travis are gonna kiss, and she takes it as a challenge. So she kisses Travis first. Travis passes out, and we get an oh my Irene from him. Okay guys, we're at the final episode 35, Aaron and Aphmau. It's the second day of the convention. Kawaii-chan asks if anything happened yesterday, since presumably they didn't spend enough time with each other. Aphmau's about to tell her about the whole Travis, Caitlin and Lucinda situation, when suddenly Caitlin pops out of literal thin air and is like, shut your bitch ass mouth right now. Aphmau's like, girl, it's okay if you like Travis as a friend. Yeah, he's a bit weird around women, but he can be really sweet sometimes, so at least try to be his friend. Sorry, but Aphmau flopped here. If Caitlin doesn't want to be his friend, she doesn't have to be. We find out that Nicole got food poisoning, so she had to leave, but took Dante with her as well. So Caitlin is like, fucking fine, I'll hang out with Travis. The girls go out and head back to the con. Aaron, on the other hand, is practicing saying, you look beautiful today. Obviously practicing what he's gonna say to Aphmau. She spots him and she's like, damn, I didn't know you were narcissistic like that. They head to the con and stick around the pony booth again, because I guess in Aphmau's world, there's never enough ponies to own. Aaron pulls Zane aside to ask him something. They come back and Aaron wants to speak to Aphmau privately, and they head back to the hotel room. Aaron's gonna confess. This scene is actually so cute. She's like, what would everyone else think? And then Zayn comes out of nowhere and we get a flashback to their private convo from earlier, basically saying that Zayn's just scared that if Aphmau starts dating Aaron, his friendship with her is gonna dissolve. In the present moment, Zayn leaves them alone in the hotel room. Aphmau starts rambling. Aaron, I drool in my sleep, I watch a shit ton of anime, I drink from the milk carton. But then he cuts her off with a kiss. He's like, I love you for you, so will you be my girlfriend? And she accepts. We fast forward to what I think is after the convention is over. Aaron and Aphmau make an announcement to their friends that they're dating now. Kawaii-chan combusts. We think that Gareth and Laurence are gonna combust, but they already had a feeling about this whole thing since the Valentine's Day. Kawaii-chan is like, I'm so happy, I love my friends. So she takes a photo to commemorate it. And we get this iconic ending to MyStreet season 1. If you've watched the video the whole way through, thank you so much, because I really appreciate you, because I don't think I made it as short as it should have been. Like, this video should have only been like an hour 30 minutes max. I don't know why I went into deep detail, and I guess that's what happens when you get in touch with things that you really care about, which is really sad and pathetic of me to admit, but at least I've admitted it, you know. Some final thoughts. I just wish that Gareth and Laurence as a duo and as a friendship were more of a thing, like, towards the end of season 1. And I get that it was there, like the stuff at the arcade, the con, like we didn't see much of them at the con, if we're gonna be honest, but whatever. Laurence just somehow disappeared towards the end of season 1, and that's like foreshadowing for season 2. Let's just say that, because Laurence, my hubby. Actually no, I'll leave that till the season 2 episode, season 2 video, which will come out at some point in time. I haven't even started with the script, so hold your horses. I don't even know if you're excited for the season 2 video. I sure as hell am, because season 2 is my bitch, and by my bitch I mean that's like my baby. Season 2 is my baby. This video took so much effort. I planned this with my friends at the end of December 2023, and now it's January 2025. Help me. I managed to edit all of this. Well, I'm currently still editing it, if I'm gonna be honest. I do a lot of rambling, so get ready for that. But I'm really excited to show you guys more stuff that I want to just fucking yap on about, because the life of the unemployed is sort of privileged in that sense, because I can just pull up and do this. But this year was really hard, and I really am proud of myself for getting this stupid fucking video out. But you know, it was a passion project. Yeah, this bitch took forever to complete, let's just say that. If you know, you know. Those have guided me along the way, thank you. So yeah, like I said, get ready for more videos. Do not expect them to come within like a certain period of time. They'll just come out whenever. They might come out a day after each other, they might come out God knows when, really. So yeah, this whole Aphmau thing, she was such a big part of my childhood, so that's why I really want to get like content covered on her. And then guys, season 6 of MyStreet. Oh my god, I'm gagged. I don't know if I'll watch, because honestly I haven't watched anything past season 4, and I think I did, but I just don't remember anything after season 4. After Emerald Secret, nah, I don't have recollection. It's not there. So this is an excuse for me to go back. I hope that season 6 does not release soon, because that's not good. Like I need to have time to look over all of this again. But yeah, I am a bit excited. And also, Minecraft movie? What is Jessica Bravura doing in the, and LD Shadow Lady doing in the production of the Minecraft movie? It's not like they're like Minecrafters or anything. Jesus Christ. I'm just excited. Like, what are they going to contribute? Is there going to be an Aphmau shout out in the Minecraft universe? A friend of mine was like, I bet they're gonna end the Minecraft movie by saying like, oh, well, this is me. And they're like standing in front of Steve's house or whatever. And then Steve goes, yeah, this is MyStreet. And then that's how the movie ends. Like, that's so crazy. That would be so crazy. And then I predicted that what would happen is that the movie would end and you would find out that it was all like in Shrek, like it's just like a book, and then it closes with Steve ending the book, and then he goes, well, that was my Minecraft diaries, and then it's like a beat drop, curtains closed, and then it's like, wow. Yeah, I have really big expectations for the Minecraft movie, can you tell? But to be cringe is to be free. Can you tell when I was supposed to post this video, upload this video, when my script says lots of love and have a good holidays? Bitch, it's the middle of January. If you enjoyed, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, really.